I'm back.
There's that man.
What's up, guys? What's going on? Canes with big, right? 48-0 over Duke. I think what Manny clearly what it is that Manny Diaz doesn't need a bye week. He needs multiple bye weeks, right?
He
So
needs a
we're
month.
gonna have to, yeah, he needs a month off for us to score more than 40 points and just and blank the offense, right? So I'll take it all day, all day. Canes again win big, 48-0 over a very very bad Duke team. So they did what they had to do, but in an impressive fashion, right? They, typically when we're supposed to beat a team this bad, we sometimes we tend to struggle, or we give them a break, or we play down to the competition. Today was, missing 15 guys also, right? 15 unavailable guys, some big ones on defense, including Zach McLeod and Sam Brooks and Al Blades. And so, again, Blissett missed, right? It was Harrison Hunt who missed again.
Harrison Hunt and Ford.
And Ford and John Ford, that's right. So that was big, but Kings come out on top. De'Aaron King did his thing, 16-24, 248 yards, 3 touchdowns in the air, 46 yards rushing on the ground, added another touchdown there, so he's got 4 total touchdowns. Cam Harris kind of came back strong again with, I think it was 15 rushes for 96 yards, so that was nice to see. Don Chaney looks good, and we even got to see Peyton Matoka there at the end, so that was impressive. I was excited to see that guy. Although, look, do you guys agree we probably would have seen Tyler Van Dyke in this game a little bit more than maybe N'Kosi Perry had he been active?
Maybe
What do you think?
versus Matoka, I would
Yeah.
say. They
So
probably
maybe
would
a little
definitely give.
earlier.
They probably would. I think they were probably going to give Kosi some run regardless, just because he is technically the backup quarterback. Unless
Right.
they're like thinking like of a future thing where like they're kind of like it's established that Tyler is going to be the guy going forward, or he's going to be at least the backup guy going forward. But I think, I mean, would have been nice to
Well,
see TBD throw like 2 passes maybe, just to kind of get our hopes up, I guess.
well, maybe they were showcasing N'Kosi Perry for all the FBS programs that are going to get him next year when he transfers over there. So
The
he might
portal.
he might he might go back up Jaron Williams wherever Jaron Williams ends up. But hey, look, listen, I want the light is mine or yours? Which one?
Mine. I'm trying to look at I'm trying to find this angle and it's not just working.
It's okay, man. It's like you're an angel sent from above, dude. That's what it is.
I love that, Just tell that to everybody else around me and then my life would be so much better.
Look at my light. We're both angels. There it is. There it is. The one and only, the legend. Obviously, I want to get your take. You guys did a great job on pregame show. So again, I was MIA, but the Kings look good today. They look good on offense, over 500 yards, I think, total offense. So that was nice to see. What's your take on what happens today? It's such a shame that we're completely out of the ACC championship game running, but it is what it is.
I mean, it's what it is. I mean, Miami kind of did what they could to kind of control what they could control. But I feel like they kind of dominated all 3 phases of this game. Like you said, De'Aaron King did his thing, 3 touchdowns on top of that. Running game got going. There's that one carry by Harris in the first quarter. I think he had like 2 or 3 cutbacks on that. That was so, oh my God, that was so nice. Passing game was solid. Harley had 2 catches for 105 yards. He had that long touchdown where King hit him like in perfect stride. And then also you saw a little bit of Brevin Jordan. He's been out for like quite a while. Sheesh. And
Unbelievable.
yeah, and I was thinking from the opposite side, from looking at it from a Duke perspective as a coach or a player or a fan, even like nothing really went right for Duke at all in this game. Like they couldn't stop anything. Jalen Phillips.
They're pretty bad, man. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
They're pretty bad.
I was wondering if they were. I can't. I mean, I probably have to rewatch the tape again, but I was wondering if they were worse than Florida State, and that's saying something to be compared to Florida State because I think Florida State's terrible.
I'd say yeah.
Yeah, I'd say they are, but because FSU still has some playmakers on that team, whether they're all transferring out or all quitting on the team now, they still have some playmakers on that team, man. Duke, I mean, even with a guy like Chase Bryce, who, some thought maybe he ends up at Duke, and they have a pretty solid program there. But man, that's a really bad team, dude. I don't know any other way to kind of slice it. That's bad.
They couldn't get anything going at all. It was
Nothing.
really weird to see. Like Chase Bryce completed 80% of his passes, but he only had 94 yards.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
He
That is
averaged
super
3.8
weird.
yards per pass.
Yeah,
So,
Wow.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
But
that should tell you everything you need to know right there, right?
yeah, with the defense, the defense, Miami's defense played really well. The tackling, Miami's tackling was on point today. What the heck? Like
Dude,
that's like the 2018 Manny Diaz defense, like tenacious. Like they were wrapping guys up, they were getting in there, and Amari Carter didn't get thrown out for targeting. Another big positive. He
very
played a
nice.
full game. He played a full game. Really love to see it. And
Wait, Navon Donaldson got some good burn today, huh?
mhm.
Hmm.
Nice.
He got a decent amount. I think it was that one what was it Harris's touchdown, one of Harris's touchdowns where he blocked the guy real well, and then I feel like right there people were like, yeah, this guy's better than Ja'Kai Clark or any left guard we have on the team.
Yeah, that guy's a monster, dude. Let's
Yeah.
be honest. Yeah, it was nice to see. A lot of people are kind of writing on Twitter and saying, "Hey, Navon Donaldson is definitely our best run blocking offensive lineman." I guess I would have to agree with that. I mean, you saw the running game did really well today. At the half, it was at 149 yards on the ground, I believe, total. Obviously, it had two big plays by Cam Harris, two big 30-yarders. One went for a touchdown, and then you still saw. King didn't have to do so much, man. We had such good field position a lot of the night. So we were able to score on short fields. But when we were backed up, right, you saw what he can do in that 89-yard touchdown pass to Mike Harley, who continues to play great. I mean, he only had 2 receptions today, but he had 105 yards. But you saw what having Brevin Jordan. It seems to me like Brevin Jordan, all he does is make big plays and score touchdowns. I mean, like. People don't realize how much we miss when we don't have Brevin Jordan, playing. He is one of the top tight ends. If not, he's probably a number 2 tight end in the country right now, behind maybe Kyle Pitts, who quite frankly could play wide receiver at the next level also. So, if he transitions to a wide receiver, Brevin Jordan to me is the number 1 tight end coming out of the draft. Depending on how you look at it, he is going to come out. There's no doubt about it. You just look at his gameplay. If he stays healthy, he's going to be a great tight end in the league as well. So, but Paul, you mentioned it, and Danny, give me your take on this. Roche Phillips, the defensive line, Nesta Silvera, they were lights out today, man. I mean, Phillips was constantly in, behind the line of scrimmage, pressuring the quarterback, got a couple sacks. You saw Marcus Clark make a big play. Talk to me about the defense a little bit and how they played, because they obviously they put up a goose egg, so that was nice.
Absolutely. And there was one particular drive that Duke had. I'm not exactly sure what point in the game it was, but they were establishing the run and getting a little bit of rhythm in the passing game. And then all of a sudden Quincy Roche comes barreling through the Duke offensive line and gets the strip fumble to kind of stall momentum a bit. So the line was everywhere for Miami tonight, and it was great to see because, you know, at times we're not sure what this defense is going to look like. Will they play strong throughout the entire game, and will they give it their all throughout the entire game? And the answer tonight was yes, and the line was a huge part of that.
Listen, not only the line, but look, missing out Blades was huge, right? I mean, you guys saw that 2-second segment that I came on pregame was like, hey, the Canes are going to give up 31 points, 38-31. Canes are going to win because we're missing too many guys on defense. Man, that was not the case. Marcus Clark stepping up big. Obviously, DJ Ivey had a really good game. To Corey Couch with some pass breakups. The cornerbacks, I mean, the safeties were, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that's some of the best safeties there in the country right there with Bolden and Gervin Hall. Amari Carter, no targeting calls today again. So that was nice to see. But overall,
that's his big stat for tonight.
yeah. Listen, let's be honest. So, that's the big stat line is always Amari Carter's 0 targets, right? For the defense. But and I think that you guys might kind of back me up on this. Could this be possibly, maybe with the exception of Sam Brooks, could this be possibly the best linebacker group that we saw playing today with Corey Flagg, Brad Jennings, maybe even Tyreek Austin Cave on the field? Those kind of guys playing right now. Flagg, I'm going to be honest. My hot take and my bold take is Corey Flagg's the best linebacker on this team. That's just me. That's me. He's all over the field the whole time. Every time making plays.
Yeah.
Every time I saw a tackle, I saw Corey flag around the football, whether he was making the tackle or not. So to me, he's the best linebacker on this team. I don't know what you guys think, but that's just my 2 cents on that.
He was definitely all over the. I mean, he definitely was a very big sideline guy today. I think just overall, I think just even with Austin Cave, even Jennings played really well. I mean, it was just nice to see the linebackers play downhill, run downhill at least, because they were getting into the backfield. They didn't really allow, I think they didn't really allow much rhythm by Duke's running attack. And I think, Daniel, I think when you brought up the whole when they were kind of establishing a little bit of rhythm, I think that was the second quarter when I think Durant had a few like good carries. But no, I agree. I think I don't know. It just overall this defense kind of just looked like it had like another gear just hidden this whole time, and it was just simply reminiscent of Manny Diaz's defenses like the 2018, 2017 even. And they just were very, very disruptive. They didn't really. I don't know. It didn't. It seemed like Manny Diaz coached the defense today instead of like Baker, if that makes sense. And just guys were just hungrier. I think just guys were just very, very. They were more in tune. I don't know, and and there was just also times where guys made plays, and even you saw like Jalen Phillips dancing and stuff like that. Like I honestly like I do like seeing that kind of stuff, just because like I can tell that they genuinely are having fun playing in this defense.
Well, what do you think it is, though? What do you think it is that from 2 weeks ago to now? What do you think it is that changed? What mindset? What happened to this team? And look, again, we're still missing a lot of starters. Could it be that the guys that came in had a little bit of a chip on their shoulder and were like excited to get in and play and kind of show that they can ball out just as good, if not better, than the guys that are starting? What do you think it is?
Notre Dame getting into the ACC championship game.
Yeah, I mean,
disrespect.
I think that's a part of it, but I also think 3 weeks you kind of get to take a break, not necessarily the break that you wanted, but sometimes it's helpful to just kind of refresh a little bit and step back. And these guys really want to play football. They love the game, and now after 3 weeks they finally get to play again. And I think it kind of showed with how energetic the defense was and the offense was as well. I think this team was ready to play, and they had something to prove for sure.
I think the decision. I mean, just what you said, Danny. I think the decision that the ACC made to do exactly do. I don't want to kind of harp on it too much, but the way they kind of hung out Miami to dry now and not giving them an opportunity, or really an opportunity to play in that ACC championship game, because I think. Look, at the end of the day, maybe those are the two best teams in the conference. But we'll never know because Notre Dame didn't play Miami. That's just the bottom line. And the last time was a couple of years ago, but the last time we beat the brakes off of Notre Dame with Ian Book at quarterback half the time anyways, if y'all don't remember that. I know it was Wimbush for a little bit, but Ian Book was the quarterback. That, though. Yeah. He's the one that threw the pick six to Trajan Mandy, if I remember correctly. So, and just making sure you guys know that. So we'll never know, because I think that at the end of the day, with all this turmoil that's going on with COVID and rescheduling all the games, maybe the ACC should have said, wait, hold on a second. It's clear that Miami and Notre Dame and Clemson, those are the top three teams in the ACC. Clemson's played Notre Dame, Clemson's played Miami, Notre Dame's played Clemson. The only matchup we haven't seen is Miami Notre Dame. And the only loss that Miami has was to a fully loaded Clemson football program with Trevor Lawrence at quarterback, right? Yeah. So if Trevor Lawrence is at quarterback with against Notre Dame, does Notre Dame beat Clemson? Probably not. We'll never know. Notre Dame never played Miami. So I think with all this reshuffling that they were doing, they probably should have said, hey, let's get Notre Dame on the schedule to play Miami for all the marbles to see who plays Clemson. I think that was, at the end, if we beat Notre Dame, does that get us into the ACC championship game?
Hell yes.
Yeah,
it does, right?
Hell yes.
I'm just thinking about the possibility. Yeah, those scenarios. So come on, man. Is there a possibility that we could have beaten Clemson? Absolutely. If you saw that game against Boston College and against Louisville, right? Not Boston College, Louisville. Right, Louisville. There was 12-7 ball games. So against a mediocre Louisville team. I don't know, man. It's tough to say. where do we go now? Where do we go from here now with the Miami Hurricanes football program now with a couple games left?
Just win.
Win out
Just take
playing the
care of
Orange Bowl,
business.
right?
Yeah, when
Probably. If it plays out now, it's looking like Miami will play their last 3 games at home, if you include the Orange Bowl.
Right.
If you think about it, so it seems like
Yeah.
they're going to play North Carolina this coming weekend.
We're supposed to be at that game, right, Paul?
I'm supposed to be at the Georgia Tech game, the 19th.
Oh, Georgia Tech. Oh, I'm going
Yeah.
with Josh. It's next week.
Yeah, so they're gonna play Georgia Tech the following week because that has no implications on the ACC championship game, and then whenever the hell the Orange Bowl is, I didn't check that. That would be also
look it up.
at Hard Rock, which I will find a way to go to regardless if I get in with media or not. But yeah, it's at this point, just win. The recruits will eat it up. They'll love it. It's good for the program. It's good for morale. Miami hasn't won a bowl game in what, 3 years?
I think since I graduated high school 20 years ago. That's what it feels
I think
like.
it was the supposed Mike Harley game where he was going to go to the school of which team won.
West Virginia.
Yeah, and then
That's right.
he committed to West Virginia before the game, and then he ended up in Miami. I think that was the last time. So at this point, I think they have a chance. So they're 8-1. They have a chance to finish the season 11-1, which is huge considering they were just 6-7 last year, and it's just going to create a whole lot of momentum for the program. I mean, also crazy to think about that. Side note that Miami might have 3 defensive ends drafted in this upcoming NFL draft. That's actually a possibility.
And in the first few rounds too.
Yeah.
Because at this point, Jalen Phillips probably should leave because I think
he's way too good to stay, man.
He's
way too good.
I mean, it's unbelievable. And look, Chris Espinoza brings up a good point here in the chat. Win out and convince King to come back for a legit title shot next year. Look, honestly, I think it's not a bad idea. Going back to, obviously, we saw the news this past week with Jake Garcia finally decommitting from USC, and he's got like 700 crystal balls to Miami at this point. So for King to come back, which at this point might be a good possibility. He's played really well. I get it. He's had the best QBR rating for a Miami Hurricane quarterback since 2004, which was, if I'm not mistaken, that was Brock Berlin, right? Yeah, Brock Berlin years. So, and that's great and all, but I think he's still got something to prove, and I still think that this Miami Hurricane football team, if they get a guy like that back, and give maybe another year of a buffer for Tyler Van Dyke to maybe battle it out with a guy like Jake Garcia if he comes in, then we've got a legit quarterback competition there because Jake Garcia seems to be like he is the truth. And look, at some point you're going to have to play without De'Aaron King, right? So we're going to have to see those two guys play, whether it's, TVD and King and Garcia or TVD and someone else, whatever the case is. You want to see King back here one more season because I think if he comes back next season, this team is starting to build that depth, and they could be pretty scary. Although they're going to lose, then the big question mark is going to be who's going to replace Phillips and Roche. But I think you got guys like Cam Williams and Chance Williams and Jafari Harvey, who had a really good game today as well. Nesta's probably going to come back, so that's a big. I think he will come back. I think he. Then again, we never know. But Silvera comes back one more year. You got Harrison Hunt coming back. So
James Williams, Avante Williams.
Avante Williams will finally be able to play. Yeah, no, forget about the sec. The secondary is going to be loaded next year. That we know, right? I mean, who do we lose?
Corner, we'll see about corner.
Well, yeah. Well, who do we lose at the secondary? Who do we lose? Maybe Bubba Bolden?
Maybe Bubba.
Right.
Hall. I don't know if Hall's built a good enough reputation, at least for a good repertoire for him to make the jump this year. I think people are still skeptical about him. I mean, I probably would lean toward him coming back. But that safety is going to be ridiculous. It's going to be insane.
Hurricane Logan says, "What's the call-in number?" No, man, we're not that big time yet, man. We don't have a call-in number just yet.
Just leave a comment. There's a comment section on the link.
Leave a comment, and we'll answer those comments for you. I guess I'll send the subscribe. Exactly, subscribe, like the post-game show. We'll continue to give you some good content.
One day there may be a call-in number.
But there will be. Have faith, Danny. Have faith.
Absolutely.
And also,
Absolutely.
guys, stay tuned for recruiting because recruiting is insane right now.
Oh my
Like,
God! What
I probably need like
signing
30
day is? What
minutes
next week, right? Signing day is
on the
what, a week and a half away?
Is it?
On the
yeah,
16th,
Okay.
right?
yeah. I'm
It's
working
next.
on a piece right now to kind of
Nice,
give updates because it's insane right now.
But I'll
nice.
tell you
Yeah,
right now, I've seen a big shift with the early signing day in comparison to the regular normal February signing day. A lot
right.
more gets done on the early signing days now than on the regular national signing day. So it's going to be a
Oh
big
yeah,
one for programs.
Oh
because
yeah, big time.
if they know where they want to go already, there's no point in really deliberating till February if you know where you want to go in December. So it kind of
Right.
But-
just saves time.
Yep.
and things could really change right now for the Hurricanes. I mean, look, let's talk about it. Right, it is what it is. Alabama is putting a hurting on LSU, 55-17 right now.
Oof.
That could play a big part in where Mason Smith goes. Right? Hey, can you imagine? Can you imagine a defensive tackle lineup with Mason Smith and Leonard Taylor? I mean,
Yikes.
that's scary to
Yep.
think about, right? So could that play a role? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe he's an LSU guy all the way. But another one is Tennessee stinks right now. Okay, so
Yeah,
Terrence Lewis obviously decommitted from Tennessee, and so I know a lot of people have him leaning towards Auburn, but who knows with
Pat
that
Payton,
situation.
too.
Pat
Pat
Payton's
Payton.
another one, decommit from Nebraska, which, Danny, you got your pulse on that Nebraska football program, man. What the hell's going on over there with Scott Frost?
I have no idea. It seems like a lot of these Florida kids just want out. I'm not sure if it's because they feel like they're gonna get playing time right away at Nebraska, or if it's because Nebraska is a huge leap from Florida. When you talk about Nebraska, you're talking about a lot of cornfields and do I think honestly, unless it's on Saturdays and when you're in the middle of a pandemic, there's especially nothing to do. And Manny, you can go see
Yeah,
what.
it's nothing like the beautiful grounds of Gainesville, Florida, right?
But yeah, but yeah, I think they want to be closer to home. I think Nebraska recruited extremely hard in Florida, and I was really excited for the program to go get some of those kids because I think it's what Nebraska needs. But I think now they should just focus on their base around the state. And in the meantime, the Florida kids, I mean, if
Oh, the
Florida,
Scott Frost effect, right? I mean, he came from
yeah,
UCF.
yeah,
He said he figured, oh, he can get some of the kids from Florida up there, but it didn't work out.
no, but I think if some of these kids like Marcus Fleming, he's a very speedy wide receiver. Ronald Delancey, he is a smaller corner, maybe like a slot corner, but he's a hard hitting corner. I mean, he could be an option for Miami. He is on the smaller side, like I said, but any depth in the secondary is going to be big moving forward, I think. So you never know. I mean, recruiting's crazy right now. So
hmm
it's pretty much anybody's guess, honestly, right now.
I'm going to be honest with you, man. We keep saying how concerned we are at the cornerback position, and yes, depth is an issue, right? But the guys that you have there, I think, is DJ Ivy a senior or is he a junior?
Junior.
Because okay, so he's a junior. Chances are he's going to come back. Al Blaze is definitely going to come back. I just don't see any of the guys at cornerback leaving just because they're just not ready for the next level. I don't think that they're that good yet. Corey Couch is probably better than both of them at this point.
hmm
And that's great. Listen, I don't care because Ivy and Blaze they're pretty good corners. Okay, Corey Couch is he's a special kid, and we really didn't see that coming from a kid so small. He's thin, but he's great in coverage. And he's got good speed as well. So Marcus Clark obviously making some plays today, albeit at the end against Duke, who's a bad team. But listen, you got to make plays regardless. I don't care who you're
Mm-hmm.
playing. So Marcus Clark obviously made a lot of plays in practice as well. Blake Baker was huge on Marcus Clark. So that is it's a good weapon to have there with him. Isaiah Dunson will probably start to mature and get a little bit better as well. So you have to develop those guys at the end of the day, and maybe that's my biggest concern. And maybe you guys, yeah, Paul, you've got your I guess the pulse on recruiting as well from a coach's standpoint. Mike Rumph right now. Listen, we saw. Did you see that? Wait, by the way, did you see that there was a list of the worst recruiters in the country or some crap like that. And it shows how many recruits have actually committed due to him, due to Mike Rumph and some of these other coaches recruiting them. And I think he had one recruit under his belt. So he was like in the bottom nine. It was like 90 something, 96 as far as coaches that well, let's put it this way.
I did see that. Yeah,
He's a terrible recruiter apparently. And, it just seems like he's not closing out on some of the big names. And could that be an issue? Does he develop guys well enough to stay on the staff?
Oof. Because I mean, with Rumph, I mean, he's been catching a lot of heat on Twitter. I mean, it's hard to miss all the stuff. I've seen all of it. Because I think I know what really ticked me off, or at least kind of concerned me, to put it lightly, was when they had. When I think it was right after he left, because he used to coach at American Heritage and Plantation,
Right.
and I think it was a year or two after he left, and Tyson Campbell and Tavares McFadden were both on Heritage's roster, and they were both seniors, and they were getting recruited.
Wasn't Surtain on that? Wasn't Surtain on that roster also?
It was wait. What did I say? I think I said okay. Was McFadden and it was McFadden and Surtain. Sorry. I don't remember the first name I said.
Okay. No, but I think you're right. I think where was Tyson Campbell? No, Tyson Campbell, wasn't he there also?
He was there too. Oh my! I think it was Campbell and Surtain. They were together.
Yeah. And they had Schwartz also. Didn't they have Anthony Schwartz?
It was them too, and he wasn't able to land either of them. And it was disappointing, just because like he has the connections there. I mean, he's coached them literally. He literally coaches their position. First of all, he played their position, and yet he still came up short. And I mean, granted, Miami wasn't doing too. I mean, I forgot what was their record at that point. So I mean, it could be alluded to, the team performance, and on top of that, I mean, going to Bama, Georgia versus Miami at that point in time, with what they were putting in the league is something you have to consider. And there's a lot of factors. I don't want to put a lot of blame on Rumph because there's a lot of factors involved. But I feel like Rumph has closed in on guys late in the process, like Christian Williams, Isaiah Dunson. Can't forget him. But
Dunson wasn't a big name. Dunson was kind of like your 3-star corner who had some skills, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, he's still a
big
solid
name,
guy,
right?
But it is concerning because that it's now affected the team as a whole. We're all worried about cornerback depth. You compare it because I mean, you his other coaching mate, I guess, is Banda. And Banda's done a phenomenal job. I mean, you can't even fault Banda for the guys he's missed on, like Tyreek Stevenson, 2 years ago. But look at who he's landed. Look, he's gotten James Williams, Avante Williams.
Yep.
I don't know if I think he recruited Gervin Hall.
Gervin Hall. He got Bubba Bolden. Yeah, he got Bubba Bolden.
He got a lot of even with the guys he's missed on, he's brought in a lot of great names, and the depth at safety is phenomenal right now.
Let's not forget, Keontre Smith was an Army Army All-American as well. So he brought that kid in, who's obviously playing striker now. But
Keontre Smith, Jalen Harrell,
Washington, guy. Yep.
A lot of the local safeties. I mean, I'm sure he probably had a say in Cameron Kitches as well. I think him and Stephen Field definitely, but it's concerning right now. I mean, we can go on and on about recruiting in general with cornerback, but it's a worry because no one saw Christian Williams transferring at all. Even he was close to Corey Couch on the roster and on the team, and even Couch was totally thrown off by Williams' decision. So, and I mean I mean, I can't really say too much about. I don't want to go on a tangent, or not a tangent, but a rant about the current corners that they're recruiting. But I mean, there's probably only one corner on the list right now, realistically, that they can get, and that's Jaden McBurrows out of St. Thomas. The other two, I think, Markevius Brown, or not Markevius Brown, they're still in contention with McGee. I think might be headed to LSU.
Right.
And then Covington wants to stay local, so he's not really considering Miami at this point. So a lot of worries right now. A lot of worries.
Yeah, I mean that's why, Danny, when you mentioned Ronald Delancey, that might be an option that we might have to really look hard at. I guess we can go on, like you said, we can go on forever about this cornerback position. I think that up until signing day, not only early signing day, but later on in the year as well. I think it's only time will tell. And look, a couple of spots have opened up due to the decommitments from Savion Collins. And I think we kind of saw that one coming. He may have been, and I don't want to knock the kid, right? I'm not here to knock kids either, but he may have been a byproduct of Leonard Taylor getting double and triple teamed a lot right next to him, right? Which allows him to make a lot of plays, right? That could be the big possibility. So maybe he's not the defensive tackle that the Kings are really looking for. He may not be at that level. And like I said, he may be, excelling because of who he's lined up next to. Going back real quick to what Chris Espinoza said here, really only the D linemen, maybe Bolden and King, are the NFL players are NFL ready. Yeah. Would you say King is NFL ready, or do you think he can, benefit from one more year?
One more year, I think. Honestly,
I think one more year. I'm just very, I guess not cautious, but I guess I'll play the devil's advocate here. I'm kind of iffy about his arm, just because there was that just the way that the ball kind of still hangs in the air when he goes deep. There was one of the throws today too, where it just literally just hung in the air. Either his deep balls hang in the air, or he overthrows them. And I mean, definitely, I think a couple weeks ago against Virginia Tech and the week before, his accuracy on deep balls was great. But I'll admit that, I know we were having this discussion in the group chat earlier about, him versus Trask, and I say Trask is definitely a way better pocket passer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I think to a certain extent, I do think the system is catered to King, so that King can definitely go off in this offense. But I think it helps to have him another year for his sake and for the team's sake. And it definitely will give me more not closure, but more contentment that he will be starting against Alabama when the season opener in 2021 rolls around.
Well, and here's the thing. I mean, back to his pocket passing ability, he does need to become a little bit better of a pocket passer, but let's not forget, the touchdown passes that he threw today to Brevin Jordan and to Mike Harley were sitting back in the pocket. Sat back, took his drop, and fired it in there. Great pass to Mike Harley up the middle, and he really threaded the needle. If you look at it from up top, how he threw that ball to Brevin Jordan for a touchdown, that was a great throw as well. Yeah. He kind of threaded the needle in between two defenders and kind of over the top there a little bit, so it was a really nice throw also. So he's getting better in the pocket. Outside of the pocket, we know what he can do with his legs. Even if he's rolling out to the opposite direction, to the left side, I think he still has some talent rolling out, doing that. And the NFL honestly is becoming a game where they are getting the quarterbacks out of the pocket a lot more. You're seeing a lot of transitioning to that type of quarterback. Obviously, the obvious ones are Kyler Murray and the Russell Wilsons, but even a guy like Baker Mayfield, who throws the ball better outside of the pocket as well. I think they're trying to make him too much of a pocket passer. But, guys like that, even some of the bigger guys like your Josh Allen, definitely a better player when he's on the run, right? We see that, whether he's throwing the ball or running with the football. So you're seeing a lot of quarterbacks, whether they're taller, whether they're shorter, go to that. You're even going to probably see it where, if Carson Wentz continues to play as bad as he's playing, you're probably going to see a lot more of Jalen Hurts over there in Philadelphia, and he's going to get some time, and he's that kind of guy as well. And to me, De'Aaron King is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. Just from an overall perspective, a better, Jalen Hurts is not a bad quarterback, but I still think that he's better. So I think I think the NFL is going to that more of a dual threat quarterback, and not necessarily that they can run so much, but that they need to be able to be more effective on the run outside of the pocket, just because the offense is changing a little bit.
Yeah. Or be
Have
able
you
to run
guys
when
seen
needed.
Lamar Jackson?
Yeah, but Lamar Jackson was never a good passer to begin with.
But what happened last year?
What happened last year? Well, he got a great team around him as well. He had Mark Andrews. He had guys like, was it Marquise Brown there? Hollywood Brown, who's obviously taking a step back. He's taking a step. I mean, I thought he was a better player last year than he is this year. Also, I don't know. He's very inconsistent.
Here's my only issue.
He played well. Don't get me wrong. He played well.
Yeah, yeah.
Lamar Jackson had a hell of a season, but
Yeah.
he's with all the Lamar Jacksons that you throw me, I throw you Russell Wilson or I throw you Kyler Murray as well. So I think it's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag.
Listen, the only thing I have with King is that I don't need to always see him just run with his legs, because in the NFL we're gonna see that very, very quickly is gonna get either taken away, or you're gonna end up being a Lamar Jackson, which we know what he does, right? So now he's not a pocket passer anymore. Roman has him trying to, rush outside and do other things that is not really his game, and teams are now onto that offense. So it's basically, Lamar, you run to open it up. If not, guess what?
Yeah.
That's it. It's shut down. So I think King, if he wants to progress, which I know he probably does, and I even said this before this game, I said, listen, King needed to ball out. He only has so many opportunities like this to go to the league. He was 16 from 24 for 248 yards. That's pretty good, and I understand it's Duke, but he needs to get better at reading reads, obviously, in the NFL. And you can't just stare down, but obviously it's college. So if a guy's wide open, you're not going to be staring down a safety because the guy's wide open wherever he is. I just feel like he needs to be a much better pocket awareness quarterback.
That's why I think he needs
just pick up the run every single time.
Yeah,
I mean, in this league. So that's my only.
But you make perfect sense, because you see even the guys that run a lot, like the Kyler Murrays of the world, and Russell Wilson's and all that. They know how to stare down. They know how to stare down,
and they improvise. They keep the play alive from the pocket or outside it. They don't go running for 5 yards every single time.
You honestly don't think that if Mahomes wanted to, he could run for 100 yards?
Absolutely.
But his, I mean, he's a one of a kind kid, but his talent is to look people off.
That can run 10 yards. You got a Hill that can spread the freaking safeties deep.
Not only that, I can go like this.
Running game.
I go like this, and he throws it the other way, and it's like, what the hell is going on? You know what I mean? It's like one eye's over here, the other eye's over here, and he throwing. It's unbelievable.
And you know what's so funny? He wasn't a pocket passer at Texas Tech, but he goes to an Andy Reid system. And this is where coaching is so critical to the team that drafts you. If King wants to succeed, let's just cross our fingers that he goes to an offense that's going to coach him up from the ground up. Hey, we know what you can do. We know your aspects of your game is this. But I'm going to give you the other side that completes it. And it's a pocket awareness quarterbacking is what he needs.
Great point. He needs an Andy Reid, or he needs
He needs a quarterback's coach.
Yeah,
he needs a quarterback's coach.
I hate to say this because he pisses me off because I can't believe he got this gig. But even a guy like Cliff Kingsbury knows what the hell he's doing clearly, because look what he's doing with Kyler Murray. He needs a guy like that, and he may fit into a system that is run specifically to his capabilities, and that's okay, because that's everywhere in the damn NFL. I don't care what anybody says, because Peyton Manning ran his own system, and Aaron Rodgers runs his own, and Pat Mahomes. It's all catered. And if you don't, and here's the thing, right? If you don't cater to your quarterback, you're gonna look for a job next year. Yeah. That's
especially if you draft one that you were hoping to mold and it fails.
Right.
Sorry, then you're out of there regardless. And so is the GM probably.
This is why, Paul. This is why Rhett Lashley is not going to last long in Miami, because if he continues to do what he's doing, let's just say Rhett Lashley. Obviously, I don't think he's gone after this year, but let's say a guy like Jake Garcia comes in next year, or a TVD comes in next year, or maybe the year after that, or whatever. Maybe let's say De'Aaron King stays another year and wins the Heisman next year, or does something crazy like that. Yeah, then Rhett Lashley is gone. But let's say King leaves this year and he brings in a Garcia or a TVD and they go off, he's gone. He's not lasting another year, because a guy like that is hard to find in college football, in the NFL, anywhere you look. So he will be gone. And that's why I think you got to give a lot of credit to Coach Lashley and what he's done to develop De'Aaron King, because, man, he still does run with his legs a lot. But you could see, because we were all pissed off about it. Take off, dude. Run the read option and take off. And he wasn't doing that because he was trying to develop that pocket awareness. He was trying to stay in the pocket. He was trying to prove something. But at the end of the day, Coach Lashley probably told him, dude, forget all that crap. Do what you got to do.
Just play your game.
And we'll continue to work on it. And I think that's why he's done such a good job, and he's kind of changed the way that he's played a little bit the last couple of games. Because, be honest with you, I mean, he's played a lot better the last 2 or 3 games than he did in the middle of the season, where he started to struggle a little bit. He couldn't throw the deep ball like you said. He's starting to throw the deep ball a little bit better now. It also helps that the wide receivers are starting to play a little bit better. Although they were kind of quiet today, right? I think the biggest play was that 89-yarder. Aside from that,
they did what they had to do. I think.
Yeah.
They
Look,
really.
Manny, 248. Yeah, he played well. 248 yards doesn't sound crazy, but the field position. We had so many turnovers, 5 turnovers. We started with the ball in such great field position that the running game played well. He had short field position, and he was able to succeed and do well with what he had. 4 total touchdowns is not bad. So,
yeah.
But you got to keep on with that running game. And by the way, I do want to give it up to Donald Chaney Jr. That kid, he's the future at running back for the Miami Hurricanes. I don't care what anybody says. That guy he's legit. It's going to be him. Him and Thad Franklin next year is going to be nice.
God knows that I wish I had a Chaney right now, but I don't even have a freaking offensive line.
What do you mean, dude? We gave you Lorenzo Lingard, man. That wasn't enough?
Bro, that guy can't even crack the 3rd running back depth chart.
I don't understand what's up with that kid,
bad, bro. That is you have Pierce, Malik Davis, and Jocko as ahead of him, a guy that's already been in this league or in this.
What's his name? What's the kid from Booker T? Was it Booker T or Carroll City? What's his name?
Carroll City.
Naquan Wright.
Right.
Naquan Wright. Yeah,
he's nice. Right? He's good.
He's good. He's probably your best back. I mean, eventually.
Yeah, but fucking rushed 19 yards today against Tennessee. We haven't run the ball well in 2 weeks.
Oof.
This is why I keep trying to tell Canes fans, and I almost got into an argument with so many, and this was my thing that we were talking about earlier off live on the chat. I understand the whole King and the Heisman talk, but look what Trask has done, man, with basically no offensive running game for most of the season, okay? And say what you want to say, man. You can't tell me that SEC competition doesn't matter. This season, you've been playing against the same teams in your league, and everyone has, granted. But you only play the teams that are on your schedule. But I'm sorry, unless it's Vanderbilt, Mississippi State, which we weren't saying this after week 2, right? We thought that the Bulldogs were something special, and right now they can't even block nobody ahead of them. But besides those 2 teams, man, and Vanderbilt, the SEC is competitive. Maybe not Tennessee anymore because obviously we've seen what's going on with Tennessee. Even Kentucky, though. But Kentucky's has had COVID issues the whole year, and they still play the game with 18 guys that can't even start. You know what I mean? So you got to give Trask a little bit credit.
I give him. I think.
And to go back to
give him a lot of credit.
I think Dan Mullen is one of those guys that can coach up a quarterback, man, because he did it with Dak Prescott. He's done it now with Trask. Unfortunately, Felipe Franks wanted to be great. He ain't great.
He did it with Fitzgerald at Mississippi State. He did it with Fitzgerald also.
He did it with Pat Fitzgerald at Mississippi State. So if you can get yourself a head coach, because that offensive guys are going to leave, right? I mean, all you got to do is look at Joe Burrow's guy in LSU, and he got hired right away with Carolina. Yep. It wasn't even, I'll think about it. No, I'm gone. So you got to think that Lashley you're totally right. If he goes, you're going to have to find somebody that can at least kind of blueprint this offense, because you would hate to try to get another scheme in with a person that doesn't run it, and then you got to start from scratch again. Yeah. And I know you're losing King, but your whole offensive mentality now is Exhibit A. You can't expect to take a leap next season with Exhibit B or C.
And by the way, you don't need to have a Derrick King style quarterback.
Absolutely. This is why coaching is important. Absolutely. Yeah, you can mold somebody into it.
Shane Buechele.
Not mold anyone into it, but you get a guy that is athletic, can throw the ball semi-good, 20 to 25 yards down the field. You can work with a guy like that in the offseason, which is what they've done exactly with him. But I think that Lashley needs to get, that guy, just like you said it, he needs to get so much credit. And you know what? Out of all the hires that Manny Diaz has done, seems like this one has been an incredible one, but it sucks because he might leave. Yeah. Now what are you going to do?
You got to make. This is why I think it's important to hire the guys.
And this is why I think it's BS. Can I say the full word?
I think so.
I think it's bullshit that Notre Dame is getting an opportunity like they're going to have. And even though I'm a Gators fan, I'm realistic. I would love to see Denard King against Notre Dame.
Derek King. Stop
We're not going
giving
to get that opportunity because
Denard
one,
King. What's wrong with you with Denard King?
huh?
What the hell is Denard King? It's Derek King. You're mixing
Denard King is the
sorry,
Denard Robinson and Derek King together. What's going on here?
I don't know. Something.
You thought
That
about
would be
the
a good
Orlando
one.
Magic from the 70s. That's what we were thinking of.
You know what I meant. Damn it. Shit.
You know
And
what I
Manny, if anything, on the soccer show, Martin throws up F-bombs all the time. So, I mean...
Yeah, no,
think-
but we're going to have to stop that because we're going to be potting soon, so that can't happen anymore.
Oh,
We're gonna start the pod, man.
Martin has no filter.
By
So,
the way, your game next week, is it at night?
I don't think we know yet because it's on a 6-day hold. So I think
It's on the ACC network.
yeah, probably.
Poor Danny, bro.
Danny's on the ACC
Danny,
network. baby.
log in, bro. I can't watch this up here, bro. I can't even watch college games anymore.
everyone hates it,
It,
man.
it was on a 6-day hold, so we'll know tomorrow.
By the way, it seems like Florida State hasn't played football in a while, and I love it.
Yeah.
God.
Last time they played was the same weekend as Miami.
I think so. I think they lost to North Carolina.
Nick Young face, Chris Espinosa.
Florida State had a football team this year?
What? They played football?
Yeah.
Like football?
So,
Football or football? Football or football?
FSU is now a basketball school. I'll give
Yeah,
credit.
yeah.
The basketball team's really good now.
All right, so Ethan wanted me to ask this. So when are we having a Florida crossover
You
talk,
need
man?
to stop. You stay out of it, Ethan. Goddamn.
He
Right?
wants the drama for the network, man.
Yeah, he
We're
does.
just gonna feed
This
into
guy
it.
here. This guy never promotes us either way. He promotes you guys more than anything.
He doesn't promote us either.
Bro, I have the
Jesus
logo
Christ,
first. No offense. I got a logo first,
yeah.
and I don't get as much love.
I'm sorry, man.
Jazz is like,
We don't need. You know what? We don't need a logo. We don't need a logo. All right.
Maybe we need to start our own heat shows, then we'll get some love or something. One of these days.
We don't need a logo. God damn it.
yes, you do need a logo.
As long as the content's great. We'll
That's
just
so
keep it at
sad,
that.
man. Yeah, man.
Oh,
We should just put Danny's face as our logo.
with,
Sounds
six
nervous,
diamonds,
to say the least.
with 6 diamonds around.
With 6 diamonds.
around.
He's wearing the 5
Six
ring.
diamonds, a gold
shape
chain.
of the
I got
logo.
a gold chain right here. We'll put diamonds around it, and then
He's gonna wear the
we'll
chain.
call it a day.
I don't want to insult anybody.
How about this? Let's do a crossover right now because I think it's important to say.
Oh,
I think it's important.
hold
to
on,
say.
I don't got my guys with me.
Nah, you
Guy's
don't
not
get to
here.
get that. Not on my show. You don't get to get your guys, all right?
What? I don't have my guys with me. How you gonna do this?
No. Honestly speaking, so scenario, right? Because I don't even think, honestly speaking, I don't know if we're actually. First of all, I don't know if we'll get to play in the Orange Bowl because if Notre Dame loses to Clemson in the ACC championship game, it's
You're
gonna
right.
be Notre Dame,
You might get the bid. You're
right?
correct.
So, and even if they do, okay, let's say hypothetically they
Let's say Miami does. So the only way that Florida goes in if they lose to Alabama.
right. So if Florida beats Alabama, if
If Florida beats Alabama, then it's out of the question.
right. So, but if they lose to Alabama, what? They're in the Orange Bowl, basically,
They're
right?
in the Orange Bowl, correct?
So I know all these people talking about Florida Miami a game in the Orange Bowl. I don't think it's likely. Actually, I
If
think
Miami would have at least played one more time last week, I could probably tell you there's a good chance.
Manny, you were in the background when we were talking about this. Isn't it, I mean, honestly, Miami got screwed out of the possibility of playing the ACC championship game when they did all this rescheduling. And I was talking to these guys. I want to know what you think. When they did all this rescheduling for all this COVID crap. Shouldn't they have said, "Wait, hold on a second. Let's get Notre Dame to play Miami to see." And regardless of whether we win or lose, now you'll never know. Now you'll never know if we play Clemson.
Well, here's my issue with that. Miami Notre Dame is going to draw people. It's going to create once again the Catholics versus convicts or whatever you guys want to say.
Yeah.
And you don't want to watch that, but yet you schedule a Duke football team. And I said it on pregame. We know them to play another sport, not football. It's like that's exactly what you do on prime time on ACC Network.
If you know that game, first of all, like you said, is going to draw, and second of all, it's probably going to be the better matchup out of anything else that you can do. Cancel everything else.
Correct.
And just put that
because you and me know it's either Miami or Notre Dame that's going to go to Charlotte. So why not put Notre Dame there and tell Syracuse, hey, just go play Duke. See how easy that is? What does Syracuse have to lose by playing Duke? Nothing. They still got destroyed.
They
or
did
whatever.
everything
You know
else.
what I mean? But again, sometimes listen. I talk so much crap about my president in the SEC because I know all he cares about is money. Because guess what? Florida already clinched the East, but we still have to play one more game next week against LSU. Why? I don't know. That's what he wants, right? He's going to create money. He's going to create revenue. And 2 weeks before Atlanta, I guess the ACC, they still want their money, but yet they make no sense when it comes to putting Duke on the schedule when they could have. You know what? Listen, Miami, if they would have played whatever, no COVID, they'll be in a straight line to Charlotte. Let's look at Notre Dame. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Let's be honest here. Miami Notre Dame sounds a little bit like it's an all play-in game, right? Let's make it like an all play-in game. The winner of this football game plays Clemson in Charlotte. That to me is more exciting. That to me brings out viewers, fans, talking shows, whatever even exists. I know 5 Reasons would have made a whole big thing out of it, which I wish that we would have had that opportunity. But the ACC once again didn't. I don't know if it was talked about, but man, me as a college football fan, hell yeah, sign me up for Miami Notre Dame again. Crap. have their online coach go at midfield, talk all that crap, and then they get their ass beat. Let's do it. I don't mind.
That would have been fun. That would have been so much fun. And look, all things being considered, let's say hypothetically, right? If nothing would have happened, you saw what I put.
Yeah.
I want to jump in. If all things being considered, right? If it was just like a straight up schedule where we were all talking about how, guys, it could be North Carolina against Miami to see who goes to the ACC championship game, but that didn't happen. Right. So if you're and like you said, if you're going to switch it up and you're going to change it all around, then just make it worthwhile for everybody. I don't know how much money the ACC is making. I guess they are making money, but how much are they really making putting Duke and Miami and the ACC network on at 8 o'clock on a Saturday night? Come on. Like, honestly, might as well have put them at 12 o'clock and let them just, beat each other up for a little bit. 48-0 was fun. It was fun to watch because as a Canes fans, that's what you want to see. But at the same time, I want to see Notre Dame Miami. I want to see how good Miami is because people are still not giving them enough credit for being a 7-1 program. Well, 8-1 now, with the only loss being Clemson. And you got teams like freaking Indiana or Iowa State with 2 losses and Georgia with 2 losses, albeit Georgia's 2 losses are pretty significant. I get it, and they still have a great defense. But Iowa State being a 2-loss football program in front of Miami, kind of a joke to me. Okay, so that was a little bit of a slap in the face. I'm not saying that Miami needs to be number 4 or number 5, but if you're going to put Iowa State at number 9, and you can even put Indiana up there with now that they lost Michael Penix, right, for the rest of the year. I mean, those things got to be taken into account. And I just feel like there isn't much respect still for the University of Miami. And look, it is what it is, right? We put that on ourselves to do that. We were ranked number 2.
Don't do that.
We were. Hey, listen.
Don't do that whole it's us against the world.
It always is. Manny, it is, though. It is.
Don't do that.
It is.
Don't do that.
Has it ever not been? Has it ever not been?
The season
Notre Dame could go 0-10 and they'll be on TV every day.
The season is not yet over. It's not over yet. Okay. You win next week. You win whoever's on your schedule, and you let the cards play out. If at the very end, another team like that is still ahead of you with the same amount of games, unfortunately. This is what I'm trying to tell a lot of people, and I told Danny and Paul this last week. It is an absolute joke if Ohio State stays in the top 4 in the college football playoff. I'm sorry. I don't care if they're great or whatnot. They did not play the same amount of games as others did. Why should they get the nod? Why? Because it's going to create money and revenue? Right. No, that's not fair to the teams behind them. I'm not saying that Miami's on the level of Ohio State, but if Miami's a 1-loss team, where's the discussion then of saying why don't they have an opportunity? They lost 1 game, and this is the best football team in their conference. Not to mention, if we all know this, right? Let's put on our hats on here. If Lawrence plays in that game against Notre Dame, it's a win for Clemson.
Yeah, they win.
Let's be honest here. There's no last minute touchdown and overtime. Get out of here. He's a Heisman Trophy winner. We're talking about.
This is my biggest problem with the college football playoff.
That's my thing. If Notre Dame if Florida beats Alabama, and if Alabama stays out because Ohio State gets a 4th spot, I'd be even more pissed. Hey, I don't want to see Alabama again in the thing, but no offense to me, they don't deserve to be out of it. Ohio State should get the bounce.
Yeah.
You know,
College
especially
football
if
playoff.
Ohio State cannot play Michigan this week, they shouldn't be in the top 4 at all.
What are you
The
saying, Danny?
college football playoff was designed to create some sort of balance and parity, but instead it's given, the playoff committee and all those who make the selections a chance to get the biggest names in order to generate more money and revenue. And it's created even more of a tough road for the teams that are just on the outside looking in. That's always been my biggest problem with the college football playoff.
Well, do you think that they should have maybe expanded the college football playoff this year? I mean, they're doing everything
Yes.
else. They're doing everything else.
Problematic. They
Well,
should.
if you are inviting a top 4 team that's played 4 or 5 less games than anybody else, you should have expanded it to probably
Yes.
8.
At least
You
8.
should
Yeah,
have-
8 would have been better.
Exactly.
Let's do 8, or even better. Get the Power 5 conference winners plus the 3 best runner-ups. Miami would have been there. Get the best 3 runner-ups because of the best 3 runner-ups after Alabama and Florida is what? Texas A&M. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Miami will definitely be in there, and then you probably get one more. I don't know.
Let me get my charger.
That's what I would have done. That's what I definitely would have done. And, bro, and that would open up Pandora's box, but I don't care. It's
Yeah, who cares? It is what it is.
It is what it is.
I'm gonna stop my camera for a second. I gotta get my charger.
Sheesh. And the thing is, I feel like
They'll
even
find
with
a way to keep Notre Dame in the. Of course, Bryce, because it's going to create views. But
yeah,
again, like it's the same narrative to me conversation when you talk about Ohio State, man. Nothing against Justin Fields and their program, bro. Their guys are just they're very good. They recruit well. That's fine.
Yeah.
But when you don't put the product on the field, I'm sorry, you don't deserve. Like I said, your conference decided to play a month after everybody else.
They started on October 24th against Nebraska. It's now what, December 5th?
It's December 5th. Like, come on. Get out of
Most
here.
teams, by the time Ohio State started, were already a month into the season.
Month into the season. Like,
Month
it's
and a
like
half.
2 months technically.
2 months. Yeah.
it's just, I don't know what the committee is probably thinking for the future, man. But listen, they wanted football and they're getting it, but they should have been more prepared. Listen, COVID, I understand it's unexpected, but for you to not be able to help out a team like Miami in a one-loss situation where their one-loss situation is against the best team in the conference, and you decide to give them Duke, a basketball school, Duke. Shame on you.
But it shouldn't even need to be about being more prepared and then getting hit by COVID. They should
No.
the best
Dude,
matchup.
like I said, Notre
no
Dame
matter
played
what.
Syracuse. Syracuse have to win with this.
It should have been the best matchup. Period. Should have been the best matchup. Period.
Give the fans what they want and what you want to know. And what you want to know is if Miami deserves another shot at Clemson, then they should be able to go and play Notre Dame.
Yeah.
By the way, I think Dave is drunk, saying he's starting a GoFundMe account for the ACC Network mini for an ACC Network mini infomercial. That's what he's typing on the turnover chain right now.
ACC Network
you
mini
follow this.
infomercial.
David Eversole. I don't know what's going
Our
on.
David.
No, our David. Once he starts to drink, forget about it, man.
No, he's still feeling like that because he has no logo.
What a shit show that logo is, but I think we should have one this week. All right, they'll find a way to keep Notre Dame in the top 4 if Notre Dame loses the ACC championship.
Yeah.
If they do, then there's something going on. There's something going on, and it's ugly and it smells
Sketchy.
Yeah, it smells really bad, man. It's just
again. It's like I told these guys in the pregame. If Notre Dame is back in the college football playoff, I might just watch the game on mute.
Yep.
I do it. It's just
throw up every
ridiculous, man. Like you really went out there and said to the world, "We're back," and you fumbled against Alabama, you fumbled against Clemson. Like that's it, dude. They go away. You don't recruit like the top 5 teams do. Okay, you don't play and schedule other top conferences games. Oh yeah, wow, Georgia. Ooh. Georgia. Yeah, ooh, Georgia.
That's big time.
Brother. Go and talk to Nick Saban, bro. Hey, Nick, come up here. Come up here to the whole Catholic field for you, bro. Come here. Man. These guys want to be independent. But their basketball team plays what, in the Big East?
No, they play in the ACC.
No, they play in the ACC.
ACC? I don't know how, I never knew that a school can do that, right? Oh, in one sport, we'll be here because we want to control our destiny. But in the other sports, like, it's okay. There you go. Golf, yeah,
They want a cupcake schedule and all the revenue and bullshit that comes with it. That's all that they want.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that I always tell Canes fans when it comes to Florida. Florida already plays top competition in the SEC, bro.
Yeah.
They always do it. So if we don't schedule Miami, I don't know, bro. Listen, I don't make the scheduling. But I even think though Dan Mullen even said this. They're scheduled to play Miami twice. They play every year Florida State until this year, but yet they play like one or two teams from the West every 6 to 7 years. I don't know how that makes sense either. Like Florida hasn't played Ole Miss in like 4 or 5 years. They only play LSU from over there, and they play Bama every 4 to 5 years. Like again, I don't know who makes the scheduling, but shit. I truly feel that in weeks 1 and 2 of the college football of the college football season, it should be gigantic matchups before you head into conference play. It's like to me like college basketball, where you always get the Dukes and Michigans and Florida versus Notre Dame.
No, but you know why they can't do that?
Something to see where your program stands, and then you get into the conference championship.
You know why they won't do that? Because the season will lose momentum, man. They need to space it out
with only 12 games. Really, you think so?
I mean, you see it now. You see it now. If you see like game 8, the 8th week of the season, and 9th week of the season is when Ohio State plays Michigan, or Miami plays Florida State, and then Florida State plays Florida at the end of the season. It's always it's spread out that way because if not, people will lose momentum. Because that's how fans are, man. That's how fans are. Fans will be like, "Oh, my team sucks this year." Put it this way:
that ain't me, and I know it ain't you guys.
No, it's not us. It is.
We only get so many
typical fans, though. We're not.
Yeah. No, because my only mindset is you only get so many college football games in a year.
Right.
So if you're not excited for Miami, Buffalo, or if I'm not excited for Florida, East Carolina, I know matchups suck, but there's just so many of these that you watch in 365 days.
It's basically
it's not like baseball where you can watch your team 160 plus times, and if they make the playoffs, you watch them another 24 times.
It's set up for the casuals. It's not set up for like the rabid fans.
Well said. Yep, well said. You're right.
That's true.
By the way, you guys want to know the score for New Mexico, Wyoming?
Yeah, sure.
It is halftime in Albuquerque. It's 13-10. I got some money on that game.
Jesus Christ, you're a degenerate.
Prize picks, baby.
Hey, look, let's do this. Let's do a little around the college football world. Ohio State beats Michigan State 52-12. Whoopee. Texas A&M beats Auburn 31-20, which was a really tight game up until the end.
Nix, bro. Bo Nix should be arrested for the rest of his Auburn football career. He has taken away so many Auburn fans' souls in the last year and a half.
Is he the nephew or the son of Pat Nix?
I think he's a nephew.
The nephew of Patrick Nix?
That guy Bo Nix.
TCU, big upset, beats Oklahoma State 29-22.
It's more time. I'm 30.
Notre Dame, listen to me. North Carolina handles Western Carolina, I guess, 49-9, whoever the hell that is.
Ooh.
Here's another one. Talk about this is the thing with these non-Power 5 schools sometimes. They talk too much shit sometimes, and then Rice comes out and puts a 20
on Marshall, right?
And beats Marshall 20-0. Like, get out of here with that crap. Okay.
What about BYU, man?
So I'm getting to that one.
Oh, we'll play them anywhere.
No, yeah, get out of here. Notre Dame, look, BYU would have gotten crushed by Miami if they would have put that team together. BYU good, but no, chill. Is
Steve Young playing? No, okay, we're good.
Is Ty Detmer playing? No.
No.
Forgot about it. Notre Dame obviously beats Syracuse. Florida beats who did you guys play? Oh, Tennessee. 31-19. Iowa State beats the brakes off of West Virginia 42-6. Indiana, look at this game. Indiana and Wisconsin 14-6. And that's Indiana without Michael
Danny,
Penix.
is very good.
Danny, that game sounds like a ruckus Big Ten battle, huh? Or what the heck was that?
Yeah,
Barn burner right
Indiana's not bad, honestly, but that was not their best showing today.
No, the Penix is out for the year, right? With a torn ACL, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, so they're gonna. I think they'll struggle down the road without him. Iowa beats Illinois 35-21. Tulsa looking good. The Golden Hurricanes 19-6 over Navy. Stanford upsets Washington 31-26.
Bro, Pac-12 football is so bad. I just watched the
that's
three California Bears team beat Oregon. Like once
Oh,
again,
yeah.
Oregon, out of all the teams, I would expect to be much better in the trenches with Coach Cristobal.
Yeah.
Jesus, man, they're
They
just
had a lot of kids. Devil's advocate here. They had a lot of kids that opted out too. So I
Don't
don't
they have
know.
a Nike
Cal's
facility
first year.
though?
I mean, first
Built
win.
by
Sorry.
the owner of Nike.
Yeah.
Cal's first. Coastal Carolina beat BYU 22-17, as we spoke about. Cal over Oregon. Clemson.
What about the game of the day? How are you guys gonna miss Missouri, Arkansas?
Jesus Christ.
No, baby, SEC.
I'm going through the top
49.
Going through the top 25 here, okay? And the only teams that matter are in this post game show right now, anyways. But
Bro, Arkansas will go to Boston College and lay the hammer.
you need to stop with that crap.
Missouri would go to Virginia
He's not wrong.
and make
He's
sure
not
that
wrong.
score
Honestly, he's
is
not
pointed
wrong.
the other way.
You don't wait.
Where's Jock when I need him?
No, tell Jock. Listen, okay, just because Jock played college football doesn't mean he's the be all end all of college football.
Jock
Okay?
is my
That's the
insider.
same thing. Well, let's do this.
Kick
Let's
Jock.
Let's do this. Let's start with college baseball. Let's start with a college baseball talk show. And let me go in there and say, oh, that's right. He's the best all the time because I play college baseball. Get out of here with that crap. Okay? I don't want to hear that. All right? Just because I play college baseball doesn't mean I know everything about Central Michigan starting pitcher. Get out of here with that.
Oh. What about that one there?
Coming back on, if he wants to coach the
Yes, hell yes.
If he wants to
Hell
coach,
yes.
he wants to coach
That
the
man
offensive
has-
line.
Dade on lock. That man has Dade County on lock.
What does he want to coach? Tight ends and Stephen Field
No,
promote him?
I'm not giving him a field though. Maybe
No,
we'll-
promote Stephen Field. He's a man. Field is
Yeah,
a man.
By the way, guys, LSU lost tonight by 38 points.
Yeah, they suck.
That's tied for the third largest loss by a defending national champion since 1936.
They're terrible. By the way,
Yeah,
this year they're in the bottom half of the SEC. Man.
Yeah, well, they lost all their first round picks.
They lost
I mean,
and their coaches. And their
Jamar-
coaches too.
and their coaches. Jamar Chase opted out.
Justin
Yeah.
Jefferson.
Jefferson's gone. Yeah.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson's gone.
Yeah, they're running back,
Obviously.
their two linemen, their quarterback, their two wide receivers.
Yeah,
Even
bro.
though they lost 4 or 5 starters. Like,
But
it's
it's
just-
the ACC, brother, and it's LSU. They were.
I would have gave Brady.
LSU has 20 players that they recruited last year, and 18 of them are 5 stars.
bro,
Yeah.
2020 is just different, bro.
Yeah,
I would have gave Joe Brady the bag for him to stay, man. And Joe Brady changed everything for that offense.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Joe Brady's
By
doing
the
good.
By the way, you want to talk about a coach that can just get players and just plug them in? Luke Riley, man, he goes and gets
Oh
these
my
guys
God.
that we've never heard of. I mean, we've heard of obviously of Hurts and Murray, right? But man, like he can go in there and just. But again, it's his style to his offense. He's not going to do any pocket.
Rattler.
He still gets the right guys at the right positions. Because Spencer Rattler is the truth. That kid can play. He can sling the ball around. He's still got some guys on the outside that can go get it. So
They get like a team quarterback every year in recruiting.
And
every year.
apparently they're playing a little bit of defense this year as well. It looks like because
About time.
what did they do today? It looked 27-14 against Baylor. Although Baylor stinks, but still 27-14. Man. Baylor sucks, but whatever. It is what it is. 27-14. Spencer Rattler is the truth. I mean, is Justin Fields a better quarterback this year than he was last year, or is he not?
Bro, did you see the stat line for Smith, the wide receiver from Alabama?
Oh,
Devontae
240
Smith?
yards.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, 230
He's
yards.
running wide open in SEC secondary.
That's got to be the Dolphins' first round pick because God knows they need.
It has to be. No. I think Jock, or my insider, he wants Waddle, right? What's his name? Waddle.
Yeah, Waddle.
Waddle's
Jalen
pretty
Waddle.
good too.
He's a
Yeah,
start.
he wants Waddle.
I like Najee Harris too. I take those 3
Yeah.
and then call it a day.
They have 3 first round picks or 2 first round picks?
Who the Dolphins? 2.
Yeah, 2.
They got their own and they got Houston's.
Houston's. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
the
they had
Pittsburgh one was last year.
was
Okay.
last year. Right. And I think they got a second from Pittsburgh or from Houston this year.
Houston, yeah.
Yeah. So listen, man, this is gonna be fun. And now early National Signing Day is coming up in a week and a half or so. So
That's gonna be fun.
you're gonna see some movement there in the next week or so with a lot of these kids flipping and turning
Hey,
around.
guys. So I've been seeing that a lot of Tennessee guys, a lot of guys from South Florida that were committed to Tennessee are no longer.
Yeah.
So
a lot
that's
of them
probably
did.
huge for teams in Florida right there, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Terrence Lewis
Absolutely.
is one of them.
Terrence Lewis is probably the biggest one, right?
It's so funny how Tennessee had all these guys committing to them before the season.
Way early. Way
early. Like this was when COVID was hitting. I'm like, how the hell are the volunteers signing all these people? Now the truth is in the pudding. They were probably promised something, and now it's not coming to fruition.
Not only that,
Prue is going to be there for long. I mean, if I'm a Gators fan, I want Prue to coach my defense.
it's momentum.
Tired of Grantham. That's just me.
It was momentum. They won 8 straight games last year at the end of the season. They were riding high. They were playing great. They were like, the biggest winning streak in the SEC or whatever the hell. And then 2020, regardless of whether 2020 or not, I think they were still going to suck this year. But obviously they weren't that good.
Any surprises so far since we're so deep into the season?
Yeah, no, but I want to go back to something that Danny said. Jeff Hafley is putting together a pretty damn good football program over there at Boston College. I know you want to say that they would struggle against the bottom half of the ACC. I would disagree because of Jeff Hafley, not necessarily the talent. Maybe the talent might be better at Arkansas and some of these SEC programs.
Well, no, to me, it's the coaching.
He's a hell of a coach, man.
Yeah.
He's an Ohio State guy, a Big Ten guy. He's obviously putting that team together like a Big Ten program. They don't have the horses that some of the teams down south will have. It is what it is. But don't be surprised if that team outplays or out hustles other programs because of that coaching staff that he's putting together there.
To me, it's how long he stays. It's not necessarily about how long BC can.
Well, he's gonna have to have some good seasons before he goes anywhere.
Because he had Clemson on the ropes.
Yeah.
I think it was a couple of weeks ago, and then Clemson woke up and said, "Hey, we're Clemson," and then they came back, and I was very sad. But he has shown that he can put together a team that can compete better than Steve Adazio. Screw that guy, but whatever. I digress. Continue.
No, but
I think Ole Miss, man, and what Lane Kiffin has been able to do so quickly, right? I mean, you leave FAU where you're a winner for consecutive seasons, and then you go to a program like Ole Miss that hasn't really seen the light of day in quite some time, and you beat rather convincingly your rival last week, right? And then you know what I'm saying, like he has that program looking pretty competitive, especially in the West.
Yep.
So if there's any team that I'll probably say in a couple of years we'll give Alabama fits, especially with Saban still there, would definitely be his old pal Lane Kiffin.
Hey, listen, Ole Miss, Hugh Freeze had him going, albeit illegally, but he had him going.
Yeah, he did.
He did like 4 or 5 years ago.
Albeit illegally, but if you're doing it illegally, bro, you should have won.
It was only illegal because he got caught. That was the only.
I've always thought those recruiting classes were sus because I'm like,
bro, when Robert DiCandici signed to Ole Miss, I'm like, do they know something that I don't? It's Ole Miss.
Tunsil, Treadwell.
Ole Miss in the same conference as Alabama, LSU, and Auburn.
Yeah.
What?
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, what? What am I missing?
Well,
here?
remember they
Something
got Treadwell too. Treadwell too. I'm like,
Yeah.
And then they got DK Metcalf and AJ Brown. I don't know if that was Hugh Freeze or not, but hey, I mean,
It probably was.
imagine that team, bro. Imagine. Okay, hindsight's 2020, but because obviously they weren't as good. But imagine DK Metcalf and AJ Brown again on that program right now with a solid quarterback, not like a Shea Patterson or some crap like that, like a legit quarterback.
As an Eagles fan, I'm still hurting. I think DK just caught another pass.
Oh my God! Elijah Moore, a local product that I wish we would have kept at home down south, but Elijah Moore is turning out to be one of the best wide receivers in the SEC. Also, man, that kid is legit. Lane Kiffin's gotten going on, man.
Listen, that division, like, forget the conference because it's already tough. But to be in the West, man, with them type of dogs, and to be competitive,
Yeah.
It takes it, even with Sam Pittman and Arkansas, man. Like they got what? They got three wins this year.
It's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive what they're doing. So
By the way, I don't think I ever told you this, guys. So I was the producer when Corn Elder had that touchdown a couple of years back at Duke.
At Duke, were you really?
I was Josie's producer on the board as that was happening. I lost my voice. Like I'm not a Canes fan, but to be able to be there
That's
at such
exciting,
a moment,
to witness that.
see that was quite intense, man.
It's okay, man. We know you're a closet Canes fan. Don't worry about it. Stop. Just
I
stop.
mean, Manny's also a Golden Panther. So
Yeah. You're all over the place, bro.
Hey, pause up, baby. We beat them
Pause
last
up.
year. I was on that field.
I went to FIU too.
So I have a
I was right behind Butch and I fell behind Butch. If you ever watch the celebration of FIU when they win, you'll see me jumping on Butch and I bust my ass, boom, and I get up and say, "Good game, coach." To Manny Diaz. He didn't even look at me; he just shook my hand.
Oh my God.
That's great.
That's awesome. I actually have a funny story about the Duke game. So I was in I was in the Keys in Key West when I was watching that, and it was quiet in my room, and I woke everybody up because I was screaming so loud. But a few years later, I was working at 790 also, and I was at the Heat. Like they have like this Heat party right at 601. And if you know anything about 601, everybody comes out morning and Riley, and then all the players come out as well. And that was the year that we drafted Justice Winslow. So we're sitting there and we're all talking to all these guys and this, that, and the other. And all of a sudden Winslow comes up and my boss wants to take a picture with Justice. And at that time, my phone cover was a UM phone cover. So when I'm taking a picture, he goes, "Man, what's up with that phone cover you got here, man?" And I'm like, "What's up with that lateral play?" It was the same year, so he was like, "Oh, you got me there. You got me. My bad." It's like, how's that?
And now Justice is no longer here. Good job, Jack.
Yeah, I got him out of here. Thankfully.
A couple years later.
If it wasn't for that, we might not know who Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson are, man. So I mean, come on, just give it to me. Look, Josh Richardson was on that team too, so I got him traded also. I like to think that I had a hand in that. So. It's funny, man. Dude,
Okay, so
Duke,
I just
Duke
checked.
can never beat us.
I checked, and Kimdichie, Tunsil, and Chubb were all in the same recruiting class.
Wow.
Insane, man.
Yeah, 2013.
Yeah, that was a good fake call. I remember that Mike Ryan fake call. Dude,
so I remember staying in the studio till like 4 a.m. because we kept getting calls, everyone wanting their hands on it. And I think Ryan McGuire was my producer at the time, which I can say that he's no longer there, and neither am I. Don't you send that to no one. You do not send that to nobody.
Oh, right.
Don't worry. That's why I'm calling. I have CBS New York. I got ESPN. I got a radio station in Australia asking for this. Can I send it? No.
I heard he was a fantastic PD.
Oh man, listen, it's past midnight. Nothing good happens after past midnight, man. But
listen, my fiance is sleeping, bro. I got all night, brother. We can go all night here. All right?
Yeah, man. I know that Paul and DJ never got to work in the radio business down here, man. But listen, just be really happy where you guys are now, man. Listen, this whole thing that Ethan has going on, man, has grown in 7 months since I've been here. And listen, it's the way of radio, man. Listen, no more Dan Le Batard. I mean, unbelievable. Now, like, are you kidding me? Like, South Florida radio after Joe Rose is done. That's it.
Man. That's it. It's Joe Rose.
It's all people that don't even know jack about Miami sports, and they criticize the Dolphins when they're bad, but when they're good, they don't. It's like, oh, I don't care. The same thing for the Canes and the Heat too. So
this is the problem with, and don't get me wrong. I mean, some of the guys are great. I'll be honest with you. I have love for Brendan Tobin. I think Tobin is a great person. And I think he's great. I think he's one of the good guys over there, man. So it sucks to see that he may not I don't know what's going on, but the problem is that some of these guys just like you said, Manny. They're not Miami guys, man. They don't ride or die with the teams. And look, whether I'm not a huge Marlins fan, but I follow the Marlins. They're the home team.
Exactly.
I love them. I love them in the sense that if my Red Sox aren't making the playoffs and they're not in it, and they suck, then yeah, I want the Marlins to win. It is what it is. Like, why wouldn't I want them to win? I don't. The only team I don't want to see succeed is the Yankees because of my rivalry with them. But I don't, and even then, I don't care. My favorite pitcher was fucking Mike Mussina. It's past 12. Nobody's listening anymore. This is like Cinemax. This is like Cinemax after dark. It doesn't matter. After 12 o'clock, nobody's listening. We can say all the cuss words we want. We can even flash people. We should do like
our longest Canes post game in the history of 5 Reasons Sports.
We should do like an OnlyFans 5 reasons. 5 reasons OnlyFans.
Ethan, if you're watching, that's a good business proposition.
Yeah, Ethan, we should have a 5 reasons only on OnlyFans 5 reasons. We should. My fiance gave me the idea today since I'm sure that'll be everybody.
You make a lot of money that way, Ethan, I'm sure.
The sixth ring uncensored.
Yeah, man.
You know that Hubie Brown's excited.
Yeah, he is. I bet that's an Infinmo right there. Jesus.
Don't hold anything
Getting
back.
back to the radio thing, I kind of
Nice.
get it.
Nice segue there, Danny. Nice segue. We were talking about
Move your way into
not
it.
to the radio.
Right now,
I kinda get it up here.
Radio at 12:29. He's dead. He's Gillette. Danny.
I kind of get it up here when you say that certain people have lost their love for, a certain sports area because Mike Felger, I didn't want to say his name because I want to work for 985 one day, but Mike Felger, he's from Wisconsin and he loves to play the contrarian, everybody sucks and this and that and blah, blah, blah. It's like, you're from Wisconsin. You don't even know about Boston sports. I mean, sure, you've written about books and stuff like that about Boston sports, but you haven't really been through the ups and downs like the rest of us have.
We're more passionate about it, and that's what you want to hear out of the people that talk about it. Like, you want to hear more passion, And I've spoken to Big O, and I'm like, whatever you got to do to get me to contribute. I don't care. I'm not talking about having my own show or anything like that, man. But if I can talk to the people about Miami sports, I don't only talk Canes football, man. I'm a baseball guy through and through. Baseball was my first love. I played college baseball. My dream was to play pro sports, and I worked out for a whole bunch of pro teams, and I was almost there, man. If it wasn't for certain medical issues that I had, I would have been. I like to think I would have been there. I'm the type of guy that says, put Barry Bonds at the plate and let me go after him, right? So I'm passionate about the sports. I'm passionate about baseball and local sports, and I can, whether I'm a Marlins fan or not, I can talk to you about the whole entire lineup because I know about it, right? Because I'm here, because I live it every day and I breathe it every day. And that's the same thing for all of us. Like, Danny, you're not here, but if you were here, or even if you're up there in the Northeast, if you get on a show in the Northeast, you can run circles around half the guys that are over there. And that's the same thing with us. When you get guys down here that are from other networks or other areas, Manny, Paul, we can run circles around those guys just because of our passion for the sport. And it's not only about how much you know about what their batting average was in 1973 or their statistics.
Exactly.
Nobody gives a shit about that, man. What they care about is to hear how we feel about the team and how they can relate to our feelings for those programs. Hands down.
Dan Shaughnessy up here, Dan Shaughnessy has made a living of playing the salty contrarian, awful gloom and doom, Red Sox suck, yada, yada, yada. And it worked good when the teams weren't successful, but now it's just like, here's Dan with another column whining about how the Patriots aren't doing well. And it's like, I could do a better job than this. Like,
yeah,
I've only been sick for so long.
Yeah, you can only sit there and listen to that crap for so long and be like, okay, whatever. No, man. I don't know how you feel about it, Manny, but Paul, I know that if you sit there and you can sit and have a whole entire show with Larry Bluestein and know exactly what you're talking about the whole time.
Because the passion screams at you for the next 30 seconds, and you go, oh crap, okay, we can do a whole hour on this, because know that he's going to give you not only what somebody can read off a sheet of paper, but he's going to give you his analysis, his opinions, and why it could work and why it can't work. And that's the difference. Yes, people that are not from here, they live here, they work here, but let's be honest. One thing is being from here, and another thing is living here. If you're living here, you can only see it and you can read it, but you don't feel it. There's no sense of connection with the diehard Dolphins fans that have been here. I'm 32. I grew out of being a Dolphins fan because, no offense, the radio station I would listen to had a guy from New York and had a guy from, I think, Dallas. And those guys to me were extremely annoying. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? And early in the days, there's somebody else who's still on the radio, was from California. I mean, I couldn't share my Dolphin passion with them because I knew that they were just people working.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden, I started watching other teams, and I saw Donovan McNabb play in the Orange Bowl here when he was with Syracuse, and Jerome McDougal got drafted by the Eagles, I think that same year or the year after Donovan, and McDougal was a Canes guy, and I was like, wow, you know what? Let me watch the Eagles, and that's how I became an Eagles fan.
Right.
We're more emotionally invested in our teams down here.
Yeah, and so it's just one of those things that you can live here and talk about it, but if you don't know the history pure, if you know what I'm saying, if you don't really live it, dude, like I don't care if you tell me that you're a diehard passionate Dolphins fan from Ohio. The true fans are in this damn city that have put up with mediocrity for such a long time, and to finally have a guy like Tua. And when you turn on the television and you see the networks just bashing the team, oh, they should have drafted Justin Herbert. You're a bunch of idiots.
So
and a bunch of clowns, dude. And Herbert hits all of his stats in the fourth quarter when they're down by 20.
The reason
that's the thing that just gets me upset about this.
The reason you have these Miami Dolphin fans from Ohio or from Michigan or from California, New York, wherever it is that they are, it's because of us. It's because of the local guys that they're listening to on a daily basis. Maybe they had like Ohio guys. Chances are that the reason why a guy is a Dolphin fan in Ohio is because of Jason Taylor. Let's be honest, right? He played at Akron, yada yada yada, and now he's down here, and they followed his career, and they became Dolphins fans. You know what I mean? Like that just happens, you know. Or they cling on to one specific player. Look, man, my favorite baseball player of all time is Ken Griffey Jr., and I was a Seattle Mariners fan because of it, right? Like I wanted to see Seattle play well because I wanted to see Ken Griffey, go 4 for 4 with a couple of dongs and be like, oh wow, this is amazing to me, right? It's the same thing that goes down here. If you're, but if I were to listen to the local sports in Seattle and hear them talking great about Ken Griffey, it's going to give me that much more love and much more affinity for that team. Same thing that goes on down here, man. And like it's sad but true, but the Miami sports fan has to be a fanatic without no sense of unity. Yeah, but it always happens because to me, and I know that the excuse is that there's a lot of transplants down here and there's a lot of people that aren't from down here, so there's bandwagon fans. It's a bunch of bullshit to me. You know what I mean? Like, you're a fan, you're a fan. You know what I mean? They'll come at me and say, well, there's not, they're bandwagon fans, and it's the truth, but at the end of the day, don't give me the excuse that it's because there's so many transplants down here. No, it's because people use the excuse of that, and there's so many other things to do down here. What do you think? There isn't a whole bunch of things to do in New York, yet you got the Yankee fans that ride or die no matter what, and you got the Cubs fans in Chicago that ride or die no matter what. Don't tell me there isn't a lot of things to do in Chicago or in LA. Dodgers fans will be like, screw you to everybody else. I'm a Dodgers fan. You know what I mean? So, like, don't, and the same thing goes with football for a lot of other teams. So, for me, it's about bringing the passion of what we experience as a fan, right? More than a columnist or a journalist. Because if you listen to, and I don't have anything against them because I think I like some of these guys, but if you listen to the Barry Jacksons of the world, or you listen to some of these guys, they're very monotone when they're on the air because they're very neutral to the whole process. Even a guy like Omar Kelly, I hate to say it, but they're monotone, man, because they have an agenda and we don't have an agenda. Whether we are getting media passes to go support the team and to go right for the team, we have to be politically correct. No, we're politically correct, but we're also passionate. We're also good fans. And we know when right is right and wrong is wrong and how to express it and how to show it to the fans. So, like, for me, it's like it's a bunch of bullshit when I hear these guys saying that, that there's bandwagon fans and this, that, and the other. No, man, you're just not listening to the right people.
No, but
that's the bottom line.
But there's bandwagon fans everywhere, though.
There is. Yeah, it's just.
Dude, I was a teacher, and I asked my students who are in 7th grade, who are your favorite teams? I had somebody tell me Warriors, Chiefs, Dodgers, and somebody else. I'm like, well, what's the common theme? They're all winning or close to it.
Exactly.
Like, they're everywhere. That's how people just watch it their own separate way.
It is what it is. So you know what you have to do, man. Just do what you got to do, man. Bring the fire and bring the passion, and people will follow and they'll listen. And if they don't, they don't, man. Listen, I don't care what anybody says, but nobody does this, what we do, for the money. Nobody. Not one single person.
Absolutely not.
Does it for the money. You, God knows, I don't
I've learned in 10 years of business because my girlfriend asks me all the time, like, you don't really like get anything out of it and get paid. So why you do it? I'm like, you know what? Because it keeps me human.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
keeps
you
me
like it.
connected. It keeps me connected. Listen, I don't smoke. I don't drink. This is my drug.
Yeah.
You know, this is, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like people ask me, how do you do these streams and stuff? I'd be bored. I'm like, it's not for everybody. You got to have the ability of wanting to do something. And if you enjoy it, great. You know, that's fine too. Like, you know, like you enjoy going to the bar and having a drink. I don't do that.
Yeah, I don't do that anymore.
I stay home and I do canes all day.
Danny Gillette says, "Speak for yourself, asshole."
I'll happily do it. No problem. No problem at all.
While you guys are sober, I'm
Yo, DJ, I didn't do that for you. Not like you.
That was so crazy how we
I'm
had that on
Jazz
deck
talking
ready.
shit now on the way.
We had that on deck ready. Wow. I don't know about y'all, but I'm
DJ texted me. He goes, "Yo, Manny's soft, bro. What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
Drink? You don't drink, you soft ass.
Yeah, Manny, I'm changing my password on my YouTube right now.
No more ACC.
Oh man.
No more ACC for you, sucker. Clam chowder this. You want a lobster roll, son? Well, he's a freaking lobster, motherfucker.
By the way, I went to a great restaurant today that I hadn't been to in years. I went to Shooters Waterfront.
Well, I hope no Canes players went there.
Nah, I don't think so, man.
Shooters is a great place.
Shooters is great, man. Went for it was one of our friends' birthday that they decided to go at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, which completely kills the rest of the day. But that's all right, man. It is what it is. Yeah. I don't, you don't get to hang out with friends and family as much as you want to nowadays. And we were outside by ourselves in a corner, so it was great. But it's scary out there, man. It's scary. It's still scary out there. People still are eating too much shit and not taking care of each other, man. So
and you want to talk about people not taking care of themselves? Credit to all them boys tonight that play football for the University of Miami. And I hope they showed all these other guys that still can't get it together. You know what I mean? Like just some sort of pride, man. Because I said it on the pregame show. If you are still not taking care of yourself after a week or two, and it's becoming a trend, you can't blame coaches. You can't blame the university president. You can't blame nobody else but yourself, man. You're putting yourself in a situation where you just don't give a shit.
Yeah,
and I'm sorry, I don't call players out. I've never done that before. But all you guys, man, like you let your team down tonight, and they picked up the slack for you. So I hope that starting tomorrow, whenever you have the opportunity to go out there, you prove it, because not everybody has this opportunity to play college ball.
Yeah,
God knows that. I told my mom when I was 7, I wanted to be a football player so I can get her a home. Look at me now. It wasn't me. So when I see these guys have that opportunity and they waste it because they just can't follow a simple set of direction, I expect that from the idiots that listen, because I work at a park here. I expect that from idiots that go to the park without a mask. I don't expect that from athletes at the University of Miami. I just don't.
Or anywhere, period. For that.
Or anywhere, period.
That's why you see the guys in the Big Ten that are struggling so much, and they had all the time in the world. They had way more time than the SEC or the
Wisconsin, right? So after week 1, all of a sudden 28 players and 13 coaches. But then you see the demographic. Wisconsin was going up. It's like, okay, so you guys basically went somewhere where you weren't supposed to go, and now you guys are screwed.
Yeah. Arizona State hasn't played in a month. Did they play today? Did they finally play today? I mean,
no,
they haven't played in a month. And I know the game was on, but I don't know if it got if they. I mean,
I saw Arizona, but I didn't see Arizona State.
I know they were supposed to play, but
I'm still like laughing at BYU, man. We'll play them anywhere, bro. You end up losing the game.
Well, you played them at home, you played them at their place, and they smoked you, morons. You know. Let me see. Arizona State is playing UCLA. They're down 17-10.
Ooh,
UCLA is another team. Be careful with UCLA, man. That's a team. UCLA.
Kelly, man, I ain't scared of no Chip Kelly.
Yeah. Chase Griffin, that quarterback that they have over there, that kid is the truth. Chase Griffin is the truth. Now with what's his name with Robinson.
Chip Kelly fooled Chip Kelly fooled the entire National Football League, including one franchise.
Good for him, bro. Go get your money, homie.
Yeah, go get your money. Then you got fired, and the team that fired you won the Super Bowl the next year or 2 years afterwards.
And that sucked. Did they? Did they end up winning?
We won it. Yeah, we won it 2 years after.
Oh, that's right.
That
I
was
was
a
thinking.
fluke.
Yeah, I was
That
thinking
was a
about.
fluke.
Hey, I don't care if it's a fluke, DJ. I
Hey.
got to witness one Super Bowl. You have witnessed 6 already. Damn it!
Well, let me ask you this. This guy
Stop this nonsense. We're Dolphin fans here, and Paul and Chaz. I've never been able to witness a conference title game W,
bro.
and wait 2 weeks for a Super Bowl game.
Do you want to know my last thought? My last memory as a Miami Dolphins fan that broke my heart was Pete Stoyanovich missing a field goal against the Chargers in the AFC Championship game. All right, so don't talk to me about Dolphins.
Sorry. Well, Paul has no memory.
I'm not that old.
No, I think Paul, you're still your daddy's sack, bro.
Probably has the debacle in Jacksonville, maybe, right?
Maybe
I remember the first Dolphins.
that was what
quarterback actually
1999. That was
99, yeah.
Oof, not even. I first started watching
Jimmy
Dolphins.
Smith, Fred Taylor, Keenan McCardell, and the Rocket.
Smith.
First quarterback I watched, I think, was Jay Fiedler. That's when I really started following the Dolphins.
Okay, so it was afterwards. Then.
Like
Jay
Zach
Taylor
Thomas,
actually
Jay
kicked our
Days.
ass in that game.
Yeah.
That's why he
Bro,
played.
but in all sense, Danny's so lucky, man. The Patriots, no offense, were shit. And then all of a sudden, this decade, bro, they win those 6 Super Bowls. DJ, you're spoiled, bro.
Yeah,
You've
you are.
seen all your teams in hometown win a championship. What do you have to complain as a sports fan? Maybe for Huskers, that's it, because you write for them. That's about
I'm gonna
it.
complain about my
Dolphins
Red
have had,
Sox bitterly. So if we ever do a baseball show, be prepared for me.
Wait, but Danny, you saw all the championships for the Red Sox, right? All 4,
Yep, I
07,
saw all the
2000.
championships, went to all the parades.
All right.
It was
All right.
nice.
So you got to witness that, which is okay. So
See, that man right there is a true Bostonian, right there.
Yeah.
Eddie Gillette. Not
That's
these
kind of-
idiots. How'd you become a Patriot fan? Oh, because we started to win. Oh, you're a sucker, bro. You're a sucker. You are a sucker. Oh, why'd you become an Eagles fan? Eagles didn't win no Super Bowls before I started being a fan.
I actually became a Red Sox fan in 2000 when I graduated high school. My senior year in high school, 2000, 2001 is when I became a Red Sox fan, because before that I was just a fan of players because I love to see players play. So I would just watch, like Mike Mussina was one of my favorite pitchers of all time. Him and Josh Beckett are my top 2 pitchers. For some weird reason, Mike Mussina is one of my favorite pitchers. I don't understand why, but it is what it is. Ken Griffey Jr. was my favorite baseball player of all time. So
Yeah, I'm a Yankee fan because my mom was born and raised in Brooklyn. She always watched the Yankees.
my mom was raised in Boston too. My mom was raised in Boston.
Yeah. So, but I loved Manny Ramirez, and he only wore Boston colors for as long as I know him, right? And then I love Kurt Schilling, and he became a Boston guy too. And then, of course, Johnny Damon went from Boston to New York.
Roger Clemens.
Those are things that you just, even the whole Roger Clemens thing, right? So,
I mean, it is what it is, So but what I wanted to ask DJ is, because now we're getting away. I want to bring that up. I want to talk. No, is it a complete no?
You want Chip Kelly away from your program?
All right.
He's destroyed every program he's been at. So no.
Wait, he said Chip or Cristobal? I thought
Chip
he said
Kelly as the offensive
Offensive coordinator.
He
And
mentioned
Brett
Cristobal
Lashley.
earlier, but no,
Oof. I'd rather find another young, up-and-coming
Yeah,
offensive coordinator.
Here's
But
you know what,
Chip Paul, what Jan said
Chip
is
Kelly
correct.
makes me
They're
drink.
hard to find.
They are.
Those guys like Lashley that have succeeded, not ones that you want to get under a staff that succeeded. You want one that's been calling plays.
Yeah, that's just
This is Miami. This ain't FIU, brother. Have you seen FIU? They can't even run the football blindfolded, and they can't even get COVID under control. And
this
that's
is what I'm thinking.
I'm a mater next week because I graduate from FIU next week.
This is what I'm thinking.
It's a shame that the tennis, softball, basketballs, and soccer teams at that school at FIU can't put it together. But a coaching staff like Butch's can't get it together for a month with this? That's ridiculous, man. I'm sorry.
This is what I'm thinking, though. Does a guy like
What's Miami reunion?
chill with that? No way, man. Does a guy like Rhett Lashley mold, okay, and set up a guy like Rob Likens to be the next offensive coordinator?
When you mean set up, what do you mean set up?
Well,
Like
make
groom
sure
him?
that he's involved in make sure he's involved in the game planning, number one. Make sure he's involved in understanding the concepts and everything that goes into playing this type of offense. I think that he has the capabilities. I don't know, and I'm going to be honest with you. I don't want to sit here and pretend that I know so much about Rob Likens because I don't. I do know one thing. He knows offense. He knows wide receivers, right? He's got the guys like N'Keal Harry and I know he
Christian Kirk.
Christian
right?
Kirk. Yeah, I think Christian Kirk is another one. He knows how to develop players, right? We obviously see the development and the growth from the wide receivers this year, which was huge. The consistency is starting to get there. Okay, is that a byproduct of the offense that Rhett Lashley is playing, that the Rhett Lashley is putting together, or is that really just Rob Likens coaching these wide receivers up and saying, "Yo, get it together and play better"? Maybe it's a bit of both. Is a guy like Rob Likens an opportunity to stay? You know, he knows the offense is what I'm trying to say, right? He'll know the offense. Is that a guy you want, or do you want to go outside and maybe get a guy that runs the same offense at another program and just pay him more here, basically?
I'm gonna steal an Alex Toledo quote that he always says on 5 on the floor. At the end of the day, it all depends on what Manny Diaz wants. And if Manny Diaz believes in those guys that are on the offensive side of the ball, if Lashley believes that they can continue to do this progress, then hey, he'll do it. If he feels like he doesn't want to go that route, then that to me is interesting. It is still 2020. We don't know what the college football atmosphere will be like next season. So to go out and get another coach, and then what if there's another spike? You're gonna virtually have the same thing happen again, where Lashley had to talk to his guys on a computer, right? For most of the offseason, there was no spring ball.
Right.
But if you can somehow get a Garcia in here before then, okay, I think that already starts the process, man. You get a quarterback like that already enrolled at the University of Miami, that right there is telling Manny Diaz, holy crap, I have to realize what's going to happen now. Now I really got to make sure I know what I'm doing. Because those type of quarterbacks, if you fit him well with a coaching staff,
you can't waste that guy. You can't waste.
It's the same thing with us. We have a championship quarterback right now that we know that if he has his best game, that gives us so many opportunities to win. And imagine if you guys have that. Not saying that the defense can live up to it, but when your offense and your quarterback is one of the best players on your football team, bro, you can win without question because you have confidence in that.
Listen. All right, so let's do a little Gator crossover. Is Emory Jones the next big deal at UF, or do you think you need?
No, it's gonna be Del Rio to me.
Yeah,
I think Del Rio under Dan Mullen. Listen, I trust Mullen, man.
I didn't like what I saw out of Del Rio, a year or two ago, whatever he was.
I mean, I didn't like what I saw out of Kyle Trask either, but there wasn't much to look at until he got coached.
Yeah,
and then now I see it.
Yeah,
so I just have to give it its process. Give it its process. If Del Rio is going to be the guy, then Mullen will have his.
So where does Emory Jones fit into all this?
I think Emory Jones is just a guy that he'll be there next year once Trask leaves, because I don't think Trask is coming back, right? Because he's a senior, but he does have an opportunity to. I think if you're a senior with a scholarship, you have that choice, right, to come back.
Yeah, you can come back.
But I think Trask is, he's not going to come back, and if Emory's the only one with experience, hey, the offense might change a little bit, because not to say that Emory Jones is not a pocket passer, but the abilities that he has of being able to, roll out, create more space, especially if the offensive line is not that great, you're going to need Emory Jones's legs more than his arm.
Yeah.
In my sense. And the reason why it's working out so well, because Kyle Trask, his pocket presence, it's so good, man. He like today, unfortunately, Tennessee was sending, flake. Look at me, it's already 12:52. Fake blitzes from one side and switching it to the other. The issue was the offensive line never shifted to pass protect, but Trask got hit, but he still put the football in the area where his guy can get it, and that's the difference. When a guy gets rattled like that, and to still be able to throw the football at the point where your guy can only get it without picks and fumbles and all those things, that is very key. Emory Jones, I don't know if he can do those type of things, which to me, on a 3rd and 8, you're gonna throw the football from the pocket with Kyle Trask. On a 3rd and 8, I'm gonna get Emory Jones outside of the pocket, get him rolling out.
Yeah, it's a different game. Yeah,
exactly. So,
well, you never know.
You never know. But
I got a question for you, Manny, because we were talking about this, Paul. And
by the way, Dan Mullen's not going to Texas. I don't know who made that article up. I don't know who wanted to.
He's not gonna go anywhere.
Dan Mullen leaves is to coach the NFL.
Yeah,
it's not going to be to leave Florida for Texas.
I honestly, I don't think he'd be a good coach in the NFL. I think he needs to stick to where he's at. And college football is his thing. Okay, so I got a question for you, Manny, because DJ, and Paul were talking about this, man. There's a possibility that Kyle Pitts is your prototype badass wide receiver in the NFL. Am I right or am I wrong? Could you see him playing wide receiver at the next level? 6'6", 240 pounds, but
no, because he's a heck of a blocker. So if you're a team, you want to still use that aspect out of him. I think the best tight ends in the league can do both. And
so he's probably would you say he's in the mold of a guy like I don't know, like a Zach Ertz, Travis Kelce?
He's not as fast as a Kittle.
Okay.
He doesn't need to be. Because
Right.
he can outmuscle you at the line of scrimmage. He can get off your jam. He catches the ball at the highest point. And not only that, though, he's such a great athlete. When he catches the football, he has space. He can run.
Yeah.
But
he's not the fastest guy, right? He's like a 4'6". He's like a 4'6", 4'7" guy, right? He's not the fastest.
Yeah, he's a 4'6", 4'7" guy, but he has
to be a 4'4" guy. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
To me, he's stronger than a Jimmy Graham, but he's not as fast as a Kittle.
Right.
And let's be honest, man. Like Zach Ertz, he did his great stuff, man, but he's not an all-day tight end, man. He can't hold the block for more than 3 seconds because he's not that strong enough to do it.
Right.
But Pitts can do it all, bro. And if there's anything that McElwain did great, it was making sure he got Pitts into this program.
Okay.
Tigers seeing the dividends that it has in a season like this, where last year you lost Cleveland, you lost Vance Jefferson, you lost Freddie Swain, you lost all these top wide receivers to the NFL. And the 1 year where you needed Kyle Trask to have a go-to guy, but you saw today, which I don't think you guys saw, but I did. Pitts had no catches, no yards after the first quarter because, Tony was the open guy. He always had the one-on-one matchups. And that's what Pitts does to you when you're coaching defense in the NFL when it's going to come up. You're going to want to know where he's on the field. You're going to want to see if he's going to be wide out. And that's when, man, if a coach like Sean Payton or if a coach like Andy Reid can get their hands on a Kyle Pitts, we've seen what they've done already with Graham. You've seen what they have done with Travis Kelce. Both guys are just so elite at what they do, whether it's blocking or running routes, so crisp. Like Travis Kelce to me is so chiseled, but the man runs routes like a freaking wide receiver, man. The one little snip over here, and next thing you know, he's wide open over the middle against the freaking Raiders for a touchdown.
Well, the reason I bring up Kyle Pitts is because he's obviously a difference maker on that football team, right?
He's the guy that gets them going. He's the guy that gets Trask.
So
that thing, yeah.
And the reason I say that is because I'll turn it around and go to the Canes. You notice how different. I don't care what anybody says. You notice how different this Miami Hurricanes offense is when you have Brevin Jordan in the game.
Yes, but I feel like I need to see more consistency.
We all need to see that.
I need Brevin to become what we know he can become.
But it's
not just getting double teamed every play. It's about doing other things, and that's the thing that we're still.
I actually think he's a better blocker than people give him credit for.
I agree.
Okay?
That's what I'm saying. I need him to do more offensively.
But for me, I don't think he needs to do any more offensively. I think he's doing every time he touches the ball, he can go. He can score. He breaks tackles. He's great. He's great with yak. His yak is phenomenal. Okay, he gets open. He runs routes like a wide receiver does, and he gets open. He gets open against slot corners. He gets open against the bigger corners on the outside.
Besides Louisville, and I think one or two other games, maybe it wasn't Florida State because that night belonged to one of your wide receivers or something.
He scored a touchdown in that game, by the way.
Huh?
Yeah, last time he scored a touchdown.
He still scored a touchdown against FSU.
Yeah, FSU. But
you know why you haven't seen much?
I know it's injuries.
Yeah, because he's been missing games.
He's been missing games, and that's my problem. That would kill your consistency.
That when you're talking about,
if I'm an NFL guy and I look based off this year, and I've said this on your show before. I still think that Pitts and Brevin Jordan are one of the two best tight ends in the entire country.
I think that the two.
I don't see another tight end. I mean, Danny, you cover the Huskers. I don't know if there's a tight end in the Big 12. I don't know if there's one in the Big 10.
Fryermuth is the only one you can think of.
Probably him. We only see highlights of him of whatever they show him.
Well, the draft at least. Well, at least for underclassmen, I'd say the guy from Texas A&M is pretty good.
Texas A&M. Oh,
that guy's gonna be really.
How could I forget him?
He's I think Miami wanted him too.
What about
CJ Spiller? Texas A&M and Miami for him, and he chose Texas A&M, which I don't blame him, but still.
What's his name again?
Jalen
K. No.
Let me make sure I spell it right.
Wiedemeyer.
Yeah.
Wiedemeyer. Well, another kid that spurned us and went to UF is Keon Zipper. That's another kid that Kamori Gamble is another kid that.
This is what I see. I think last year the offense that you guys ran benefited more to Brevin Jordan. Those play actions, those rollout screens to him, those plays where it worked so good for him being in a much more pro style offense. This offense being more spread, obviously you want to get the football down the field quicker. And let's be honest, Brevin Jordan doesn't have a speed of a fast wide receiver, right? So he's gonna be taking a little bit longer to get there. This offense is not based off that. And I think King, either he's seen Jordan open, but he knows that he got a Mike Harley one-on-one streaking down the field. I mean, am I going to throw it to Brevin Jordan's one-on-one, or am I going to throw it deep to Mike Harley where I see him spreading it?
He'll throw it to Brevin Jordan. I guarantee you that he'll throw it to Brevin Jordan.
I don't know. The way they're playing, I don't know.
Look, listen, man, they target Brevin Jordan a lot. He had 4 catches, 75 yards today in the touchdown.
Listen, it was his first game back in a month and a half?
And he went 4 for 75.
Hey, listen, against North Carolina next week, you know that Mac Brown is already looking at that. Like
for me, he's a playmaker, man. For me,
no, he's a playmaker.
You get the ball.
I feel like Kyle Pitts has proven to be the number 1 tight end in this year's draft if he decides to, get in the draft.
First of all, I don't think there's any doubt about that. Second of all, I think if he doesn't go out this year, then
if he doesn't go out, Emory Jones is in luck. Well, Emory Jones is going to benefit from that.
Here's another one that's struggling. Paul is Darnell Washington. What a mistake that kid made out of Georgia. For the love of God, a 5-star, the number 1 tight end in the country last year, goes to play for Georgia. That they don't target the tight end. When's the last time
they don't have a consistent quarterback?
When they had a consistent quarterback? When was the last time they had a good tight end? Pope, that kid Pope. What's his name? I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm going years back.
Yeah, I'm going years back.
Going years back with that one.
Darnell Washington has how many catches?
2 catches for 59 yards all year. And
come on, man. You're the top tight end in the country, and you're going to go
had to be
same thing. Isaac Nada. Why the hell does Isaac Nada go over there and play there? Why would you go play anywhere but a team that actually utilizes a tight end like Miami, and at this point like UF as well? UF, this is the first time UF has a good tight end in since what's his name? Since the murder.
Hernandez.
Yeah, it's that guy who
you say the murderer.
I heard that. Who Manny has on his profile picture and his main page on MySpace.
Hernandez.
Listen, man, I met the dude. I had lunch with him for 20 minutes.
You had lunch with him?
I had lunch with Aaron Hernandez. He signed my Patriot jersey.
Listen, this is 5 years.
To tell a tale.
This is the
to me, bro. If anybody was more hurt than to know what happened to the man, and me being a father of a young daughter, it destroyed me. So I'm choosing to remember Aaron, the person that I spoke to, sat down, enjoyed a conversation with about life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm going to choose to believe. Now, not saying, listen, condolences to the families that he's affected, but we all choose to, like, for example, Jose Fernandez to me was my favorite pitcher, man.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he took lives. But I'm choosing to remember the Jose Fernandez, the pitcher, not Jose Fernandez, a person that decided to do something stupid and take his life away. we're talking about sports.
Hold on a second. There's a difference between what Jose Fernandez did and what Aaron Hernandez did.
I mean, they both took lives, though, right?
There's a difference, though, man. And I get it. They both,
One's intoxicated, and another one was shoot to kill.
and another one's a sick bastard. This just it is what it is, right? Like, I mean, there's intent.
Again, I didn't know this at the time.
No, of course, bro.
The moment it happens, you're like, no, it's BS, bro. And then
I'm just messing with you, but this is the 6-ring / Swamp Chats After Hours OnlyFans. So we can be a little naughty on this program, all right?
It's free though. It's free
Right.
though. So you guys are getting a luxury out of this.
Yeah, all right.
For all you guys sticking around.
The truth is that maybe Aaron Hernandez told you things you wanted to hear at lunch. We don't know. We can't speculate.
He sauced you. He sauced you.
All right, we can't speculate. We weren't there.
I would say
It might have
that
been the same thing that Karen Winslow told Danny Gillette at lunch.
I'll tell you something though. Hernandez sure fooled Bill Belichick.
Yeah, he fooled everybody, man.
He
fooled
sure
everybody.
pulled something over the Patriots organization.
He fooled everybody. He's got his money. He got his money, and then he.
Hey, but speaking about that, right? I've never seen a coach like McDaniels, like close to signing a contract, and then like, no, I'm not going anywhere.
Because he
I
knows
saw how
he's
it
not
went
good
in
without
Denver.
Bill
What
Belichick
am I
and Tom Brady.
thinking, bro?
He knows he's not good
Here,
without Tom Brady
bro.
and Bill
Tom
Belichick.
Brady's about to leave, and Bill Belichick's gonna need my services, bro. What am I gonna be doing in Indianapolis?
Hey, can I ask you guys a serious question?
Yeah.
Yo,
What the hell are we still doing this?
I don't know.
Who
2
cares?
hours.
I'm having a great time, man.
I'm good.
I'm good, man.
I'm
How
good.
about you guys, bro?
Danny Gillette, is it past your bedtime?
I think Danny's happy. I don't understand why anybody else hasn't joined us on this show right now.
But we have a bunch of old people on here, bro.
You're right. What are you trying to say, man? I'm older than all of you bastards.
How old are you?
I'm 37.
Oh, I'm 32.
Wow.
I'm 27.
What do you mean, wow? What is that supposed to mean? Wow.
I'm 25, so I think I'm the youngest.
Damn, Danny, you're a young pup, bro. You got to go out there and explore the world.
You were in your daddy's sack when they won the World Series in 2004. Don't lie.
Give me
2004.
a break. I was 9 years old. Give me some credit.
All right.
Danny, who is your favorite Patriot of all time?
Probably Tom Brady, honestly.
Oh, I was hoping you said Tim Brown, but
Tim Brown didn't even play for the
I was hoping
Patriots.
you said
Troy
David
Brown.
Heward.
Not Tony Eason? Not Tony Eason? Tony Eason wasn't your favorite?
It wasn't Mo Lewis.
Wasn't Irving Fryer?
I don't know
Actually,
what
it
Lewis
was
ever
Mo
played.
Lewis because he knocked out Drew Bledsoe
Stop
and played
playing.
for Tom Brady. So
What about Irving Fryer? It wasn't Irving Fryer?
he was a mess.
That guy was a G, bro. He was a G with the Patriots and the Dolphins. Irving Fryer.
He was though. Statistically, yeah, he was. He was. Yeah,
Who's your Manny? Who's your favorite Yankee of all time?
Ooh, favorite Yankee of all time. Mariano Rivera.
No.
Even though he killed me against the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, but
Manny,
you're
do
young.
you remember the 2004 ALCS? You remember how that went?
Against you guys? Yeah, I do.
You do?
Mariano Rivera became my favorite that series because that was the first time he ever looked human besides 2001.
Oh, that's right. We brought him on to close, and he gave up 2 hits and then a home run or something, right? Was it?
But
The
who was-
stolen base from Dave Roberts? The
Dave Roberts. Yeah, that's
Kevin
what.
Millar.
But which one was your favorite?
Okay.
So which one was your favorite? 2003?
Relax, sucker. All right, you're still at daddy's sack.
All right,
Relax.
but Manny, which one was your favorite? 2003 or 2004 Yankees? Which one?
2003.
2003 Yankees are your favorite?
Yep.
I figured. The ones when Alex Rodriguez slapped the ball out of Josh Beckett's hand?
No, that
Loved
was
it.
2004.
Loved it.
Was that 2004? No, it was 2003.
2004, he slapped the ball
No,
at Bronson
that was
Arroyos.
3.
Oh, you're right.
That was
You're right.
3. 97
Oh, that
and
was 3?
03.
I thought that was 4.
2003, fucking Aaron Boone hit a home run off Tim Wakefield.
Yeah.
The Yankees to the
Yeah,
World
that
Series
was
of the
horrible.
Marlins.
I want to hurl.
That.
I want to hurl with this Patriots talk. Yeah, we're done with the Patriots talk. Don't worry about it, man. That was enough. Yankees, Red Sox, if anything. That's it, man.
Nah, bro. Hey, fuck.
Yeah, I can see Mariano. I mean, you're a young buck too, bro. You can't say guys.
Nah, bro, but he was
They'd win.
also Panamanian, so I felt like you had that Latino connection because I couldn't say the same thing for Alex Rodriguez. I mean, to me, Alex Rodriguez was just Alex Rodriguez. I didn't see him. Oh, Miami guy. Oh no, I didn't see him. I did like Paul O'Neill. Loved Bernie Williams, and of course DJ, man. Not Danny Gillette, Derek Jeter.
You know, like Daryl Strawberry or anything like that.
Oh, screw that guy. He played for the
Mets, guys, bro. You're too young for those guys, anyways.
Screw him, bro. By the way, Robinson Cano should have stayed a Yankee. That guy's an idiot.
And now he's
back.
PED test. Come on, bro. You're gonna be smarter than that.
And now he's.
You're not gonna get paid. You signed that deal for nothing. You're not gonna get a single dollar out of that. Okay, let's stop talking Northeast sports.
Just look, change the title.
I have one question for you, man. Are you guys paying Jacoby Ellsbury still?
Yep.
That's a genuine question because I don't know.
Yeah, we are. But we're not paying it as much as Bobby Bonilla to the Mets.
That is true. There's a silver lining, but
I forgot. There's like a specific Bobby Bonilla day.
Yeah,
that happens every
July
year,
1st,
bro. And Yankees fans blow up the Twitter.
July
Happy
1st.
Bonilla Day. He collects $1 million.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, man.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
By the way, credit to our loaded bases coverage guys. They changed their names now. I saw this earlier.
I told Ethan I want to get involved a little bit with.
Yeah, no, that is awesome though. They got also 4 new contributors because all you guys from 5 Reasons, get ready for some much more great Marlins coverage, man. Because they revamped. Awesome. I think they saw my Gators logo and they're like, screw this, bro. We gotta change it up a bit. I love how I start a revolution.
I want to get in with them and talk a little baseball, man. That's my pride and joy, man. I love baseball. So I mean, I'm a football guy. I love football, but I can talk about. You better get that shit off this damn screen, especially for me. It's right over.
What are you talking about? Paul loves it. Look at that.
Paul, you better get that.
I'm looking away. I'm looking away when I catch that.
Paul.
I'm envious.
Great.
That's the problem. That's the problem with having a producer that can control this whole entire thing.
We should have a logo soon, right? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
Danny, I've been waiting for a logo since the beginning of time, bro.
So
I message the chat every day. Do we have a logo? Can I put a logo?
Davis he's kind of going to part ways.
Finish. Just started in a GoFundMe back for my logo chat page or something.
So I'm actually working with someone now to put something together. He's the guy that runs the Parks and Rec
cool.
Parks and Rec clothing line. He's a huge Canes fan, and he's actually drawn up a lot of different Ibis looking guys and stuff like that. So we're gonna go with hopefully in the next couple of days. Hopefully by the end of this week we'll have something. But we need that, man. We need that, especially now. Look, we can start talking some hoops as well, because obviously, if you saw that I posted, the Canes did win. They beat Stetson yesterday. It's a good basketball team. Canes have a good team, man, especially with the older guys like obviously Chris Likes, but Nasir Brooks. He's not a huge scorer, but the guy's a presence down low. He came from Cincinnati, if I'm not mistaken. So he's a great presence in the paint, but he can also rebound. He can play defense. He can score a little bit. But the guys on the outside, like Isaiah Wong, Anthony Walker, Cam Auguste, Mike Scott, who can drill some threes. I think his name is Mike Scott. I know it's Scott, but and of course Chris Likes Earl Timberlake. I know, Manny, you were talking about. You said Earl Timberlake, the young freshman kid who got hurt. He's hurt right now, but they got a good program, man. They got a good basketball team.
Yeah.
Larinaga is a stud. I don't know how good Florida's team is this year. I know FSU is a good basketball team now. That's our basketball school now, anyways, because they can't play football if their life dependent on it. I don't know. Are the Gators good in basketball this year?
I mean, they should be. Listen, Mike White's time is coming to an end. I believe this is his 7th season. Keontae Johnson is gonna have to become that SEC Player of the Year, as most have predicted. The Gators are 2-0. They play tomorrow against the team that you guys beat last night in Stenson. Obviously, they couldn't start on time because of COVID, but they got that under control. So they beat Boston College the other night, which I'm still waiting for Danny Gillette to pay me. They beat Army in their first game. So, listen, when it comes to Gators basketball, it's always about beating 3 teams at the top: Tennessee, Kentucky, and LSU. There's no other basketball team in that conference because it's a football conference.
That's a football conference.
That's competitive enough. It's always been the Kentuckies. It's always going to be Tennessee, and it's always.
And listen, Kentucky's very beatable this year, man.
And Kentucky is very, very beatable. They listen, as much as they get stars and lose them right away, they don't really have much this season. So it's a perfect.
Speaking of that, didn't Shaq's son just transfer over to LSU now too?
Yeah, he did.
LSU.
He did.
I think his name's Sharif O'Neal or something like that.
Sharif,
Yeah, Sharif O'Neal. Yeah, I mean the ACC's got that one as far as basketball. They're definitely a basketball strong conference.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. With Duke and Syracuse.
And North Carolina is loaded this year too.
And then UConn moved to the Big East finally, which I thought UConn should have stayed in the Big East.
Well, they're in the AAC now, because the Big East.
No, but I think in basketball they put them back in the Big East.
There's a Big East conference for basketball.
The Big East for basketball, yeah.
Villanova.
Yeah, Villanova, Pitt.
Oh, I don't know, man. Look at that.
They finally put that conference back together. I think they should have never done it.
Syracuse is in the ACC.
This guy.
This guy. They got Syracuse King for Heisman. Relax, Roddy.
Roddy, you are forgetting a guy in Gainesville, brother.
Stop. Kyle Trask is not winning the Heisman either.
Why not?
It's gonna be Mac Jones. Watch.
Wow, so Kyle Trask can throw 6 touchdowns against Alabama and lose, and he ain't gonna win the Heisman.
Correct.
Honestly, Roddy, thank you for tuning in at the 2
Yeah,
hour.
man. You're a trooper, brother. We're talking so much
2
shit
hours.
right now.
By the way, to all of our 26 people watching, we love every one
Yeah,
of you.
man.
There's
Wow.
26
I have no
watching.
idea what you're doing tonight.
I love you.
God bless you.
You're
Even
probably
if your background noise for your little thing that you're doing, we appreciate it.
chances are half the people are like at Flanagan's getting shit faced, eating wings and beer. So
Flannies.
props to them. If you're at Flanagan's, please please
Get
send
some ribs,
send us
please.
some
Get some
toast.
ribs, dude.
No, the rib rolls. The rib rolls.
The ribs
Bro,
are
the rib rolls with the jalapeno ranch, bro.
I'm talking right now. I'm talking big now. Now I'm excited.
I had that last night, bro.
The rib rolls.
The rib rolls with the jalapeno ranch, some wings, and the chicken chipotle sandwich.
Ugh.
You know the wings are underrated at Flanagan's, bro.
They don't get enough pop, man. They're really good.
They don't.
They're really good, bro.
Underrated wings. And I have like 6 of their cups here, so I always like jacking the Flanagan's cups. You know, Jalen Phillips can play PJ Tucker power forward for what? As we for that guy's drunk. Roddy breaks your shit faced for sure.
PJ, I don't love PJ Tucker. I mean, I get the comparison, but
PJ, well, wait a second. Jalen Phillips is a football player. What's going on here?
well, he's saying like he can play basketball.
He
for
can
basketball
basically
team
do
and
like a Jimmy Graham did: play basketball, go to football.
I feel like it's
But
basketball
the-
requires a lot of.
Wolf thing, play basketball, go to football.
I agree with you, Roddy.
That a boy, Roddy.
The heavy shot rocks gonna go straight up the rear end if Florida plays Miami. I'll tell you that right now.
You better stop with all that.
Hey,
crap.
nobody on that defense stopping Tony and Pitts at the same time, bro. And you guys cannot convince me otherwise.
Here's the thing. You don't have to stop both of them at the same time. You can stop
Dude,
one.
they're both on the field at the same time. If you're gonna double coverage one, guess what? You're gonna get one-on-one coverage.
Right. Bro, listen. I have a perfect thing that we can do as a Canes football program, especially on defense. Okay, you get one of these a game. Let Amari Carter just target either Pitts or Kadarius Toney, and just fucking crown of the helmet to the knee, and that's it. And we'll knock one of them out of the game. It's very simple. And then we get to focus on the.
Is this when I'm supposed to be happy that Willis McGahee got helmet
Ooh.
to the knee?
Here's the problem.
Championship game.
Here's the problem, bro. That wasn't against Florida. That was against Ohio State. Why you got to bring that up?
You got butthurt.
Yeah. Why you got to bring that up, bro?
Terry Porter, baby. Terry Porter. I still
Terry
love
Porter.
him, bro.
That's right, bro. That's what it took. It took cheating to beat us. You see? That's what happens. You know? That's what happens.
By the way, that's still
It's a sore subject, and it'll never not be a sore subject.
Terry Porter. Terry Porter will always be known for that.
Roddy, back me up here, Roddy. Come on. Back me up. That's a sore subject, bro. We don't even want to talk about that around.
And it's talk how Florida State Twitter for football is just stupid and ridiculous and funny.
They need
Yeah.
to stop.
They posted the other day
And they really
pictures?
think they're getting Jake Garcia, too.
players snapping a football, right? But it looks so weird. And all the mentions were like, "You still exist? What are you doing? We're still playing? We're still practicing? What is this?" And then you have another one with a Willie Tiger face. Do something. I think that's
Oh my god.
I like them so much better when they were.
Florida State's football Twitter is so undefeated in laughs, bro. If you ever want to laugh, just go on there and just see what they post.
I wish they were still wearing the little red backpack that looked like a little Fendi Gucci bag.
Oh well.
That was cute.
Oh, that
Oh,
video
well,
is so
remember that?
funny.
That guy's a moron. That guy's definitely at home playing PlayStation right now, or probably watching us.
Who was that? Do you guys know who
Something
that was?
Jackson. He was a tight end. I mean,
Yeah.
linebacker.
No, he was a middle linebacker with the back plate trying to be a Brian Cox.
Ryan Cox. What the hell's wrong with that guy, bro?
Oh
There's only
my
one
God.
Brian Cox, all right?
This guy. Roddy knows, bro. I've been dragging it. Bro, I'm so upset that we don't have no chance to play them this year. We would have destroyed them. Bro. I
Yeah.
would have loved it.
Bro, if we put up 52 points on them,
Bro, if you put up 52 points, we would have put up 86.
I can only
Yeah.
imagine, bro.
In a heartbeat. And our defense would have looked so good.
Yeah, man. See, you go.
Bro, our defense would have looked so good, they would have given Todd Grantham the game ball. That
Hey,
doesn't
Yeah.
happen right now anymore.
You would have still been there, so that would have been great.
Still been there, man.
Hey, listen,
So
we
want
give,
Pruitt to get fired at Tennessee and him become our defensive coordinator. I'm so done with Todd Grantham.
we gave up a goose egg today, so that means we moved from like 47th in the country to like 38th probably. So
There you go.
that's nice, man.
Hey, so Phillips is a transfer from UCLA, right?
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Come on, Chip. What are you doing?
He was the number one player in the
He-
country 2 years ago, man.
Yeah, he got hurt.
Oh, so
in a
what was the
screw
issue
accident.
with him at UCLA?
He medically retired. Actually, he got hurt.
He was about to give up on football too until
Yeah.
he transferred.
We got a
he
music
added
program. Man.
weight.
He's a rapper or some shit like, or a producer. Or
Yeah.
something like that too.
That's his major too.
He's Chad Thomas 2.0, but better than Chad Thomas.
Oh,
Yeah, Chad Thomas. I mean, I remember you guys were excited about him, and he didn't do anything.
He's not fully invested. He's kind of.
I remember,
invested in
Booker
music
T
and football.
represent Chad, big dude. I'm like, damn, in the weight room, he's gonna get bigger in speed.
He was a G,
He
bro.
loves music more, I think.
Jalen Phillips?
He's making better waves as a producer than as a football player. He's just
Chad
not fully
Thomas?
invested.
Chad
Yeah.
Thomas? Yeah, for sure. Jalen Phillips, I think he's such a stud on the football field that I think he's gonna take that to another level, bro. Who's
Who's your
Jalen
pass
Phillips.
rusher that decided not to play?
Greg Rousseau.
Is he top
Yeah, he's
top
a first
10, top 15 for sure?
he's a first round pick.
Yeah, for sure, first round pick.
Yeah, he's a
People mention top 10 too, but I mean,
I
when
think
you're
he
getting
goes like
picked,
in the,
We don't have enough pass rushers in the NFL, man.
I think he goes in the teens. I think he's a teens guy. Just because he
Yeah.
didn't play this year, they're gonna have to see him work out a little bit. But then they see that he's 6'7", and he's just
250,
Yeah,
260,
that guy's a
great size, great length.
Should Bolden be considered as the next safety in Miami to?
So I think, and I was thinking about this earlier. Bubba Bolden started off really hot, and then he kind of tapered down, right? He kind of
Yeah.
evened out a little bit, and then he's had a couple of really good games. Like he played really well today. He might benefit from another year in the program, but I think if he leaves, I mean, I think he's a really good safety. He's probably one of the better safeties that's come out in a while from Miami. But I think that if he does, he's probably a day two guy, he's not a first or second rounder. I don't think. I think he's more of a middle round, like third, fourth, fifth rounder, maybe, just because there's not a lot of tape on him, right? He transferred from USC, got hurt at the end of the year last year, so didn't play too much. And then this year he had started off really hot and then kind of tapered down a little bit. So, listen, a lot of things could have happened for him to kind of taper down. So is he the next great? Maybe. Who knows?
He did tweet out today after the game that he just said he tweeted out that he said he needed to get his mind right. So there probably was something off with him mentally. So
Yeah.
he had a good game today.
He did.
He just needed to fix some things in his head, which I mean, definitely did.
Oh, this is a good question. Roddy Briggs brings up. So when we land Jake Garcia, Terrence Lewis, and Mason Smith, where will our class jump to? First of all, that's a pipe dream. Second of
Yeah.
all, if we do land those three guys, we'll probably be in the top 5 in the country, I would think.
Somebody
We're-
that the last time the Canes were great, most of these kids weren't even born.
Yeah.
So they don't even know what it feels like to, like to them, it's all talk. They didn't live it. And that's the thing that I try to tell a lot of young Canes fans. You didn't even live it. But the one that did, bro, it was a momentum.
Yeah.
It was a trend. It was something that couldn't be stopped. And it's been such a long damn time.
It's very hard to find
It's difficult.
The DJ Dallas's and the Bervin Jordans of the world that are just all about Miami. No,
They come one in bunches, dude. Unless that's your dream school from the moment you look at, colleges and whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's just
look,
you can't sell them. You can't sell them on, well, we won the national championship against Nebraska. You can't do that anymore.
Here's the thing. The stars need to align for sure. And the reason I say it's a pipe dream, believe it or not, I think that
those kids from Northwestern, I thought that was a heck of a class. They all came together and said, let's do it. But were they really that great? No, I mean, the best player to me was Sean Spence, and he was half the size of the linebacker should have been.
Yeah, it was definitely Sean Spence. Yeah, he made it
right. You know me, it was Sean Spence. Sean Spence had one of the biggest hearts I've ever seen out of any football player that faced guys twice his size.
He was like 5'11", 215 maybe. You know,
no, he was under 200 pounds. I think even like 185, 190.
He may have been, but that kid he hit you like a freight train. Yeah, he was a pretty good guy. He was definitely
the same thing with Bandy, brother. Like, I give the guy credit for being so tough, man. The guy will go out there and just lay the wood on anyone.
Yeah. He was good. I think he needed another year though, but he was good.
Me too.
But look what he's saying. The stars align. Yeah, I think that, believe it or not, I really think that Terrence Lewis is the one that's going to be the guy that's going to the most possibility that he's the one that doesn't end up in this class because Mason. Okay, the reason I say this is Mason Smith is saying all the right things. Yeah. Mason Smith is talking about how this defense is the best fit for him, that he loves this defense the most, yada, 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 the scheme, everything is perfect, right? So he's talking a big game. Will he not end up at LSU? I don't know. It's going to be tough to pull him from there. But he's saying all the right things. So if that's the case, yes. Terrence Lewis, he even posted something about Auburn, and he took it down. So I feel like he's kind of, the guy that really may end up, going somewhere else, going to the SEC. Jake Garcia,
the attention, though.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Yeah, DJ, you bring up a good point. Maybe he's just an attention whore. But Jake Garcia, I think, lands with Miami. I think he's for sure basically at this point. If we had to crystal ball him to Miami, I would probably say 8 or 9 as far as the level of confidence that I have in that. Mason Smith, I'm probably at like a 4 or 5 because I think it's 50-50 Miami LSU right now, and I think we just have to do so. Look, it helps that the Alabama beat the brakes off of LSU today, I think, and we saw how Ed Orgeron got on the. I don't know if you guys saw it. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, second touchdown that they gave up to Smith, man. He
got hot.
He went back to his Coach O roots, bro, really quick.
That's a Bo Pelini defense for you, though. So
yeah.
Yeah, hey Roddy, Bo Nix, man.
Bo Nix, he's so bad.
Yeah, Gus Malzahn, thank God he's been successful lately because if he hasn't, man, Bo Nix just is not that quarterback, man.
Yeah.
That offense needs to have a specific quarterback. Like a Robert Lashley offense does not need to have a specific quarterback. And when I say specific, I mean all the reads they do in Auburn, all the check swings and the different motions and being able to do all these different things, it's more complex. If you get just a guy that can throw the football at least decently and it's an athlete, bro, you with the right coaching, it's there.
It's going to be interesting to see how this shapes up. I really do think.
By the way, your Chip Kelly UCLA Bruins are now down by 1 with 4 minutes to go. Ooh. Whoa, they have a game-winning drive. We should find out.
Who they playing? Arizona State, right?
Arizona State that hasn't played in over a month, so they're well rested.
Yeah,
just like Ohio State.
The Arizona State fighting Herm Edwards.
Arizona State.
I can't believe that, guys.
Rest in peace, Pat Tillman.
What's that guy doing still coaching, bro? Herm Edwards? He
wins games, man. He wins games.
Yeah, I mean, you play to win the game, That's what you do when you're Herm Edwards. You play to win the game.
Yeah.
Hello.
By the way, all this UCF football fan talk has slowed down so much, and I love it. They're like so quiet now.
UCF, they're done.
Yeah, bro. It's so quiet. I love
Put a
it.
nail in. Yeah,
I was
That's
getting
another one.
tired of them.
That's another one, man. Okay? Great scenario. If De'Aaron King decides to leave for the NFL, do you maybe once Jake Garcia does decide he wants to commit to us, do you take a flyer on Mackenzie Milton?
Ooh. I want to see how the NCAA does the spots and stuff, because if it's 25, then I'd rather just have a freshman like Garcia come in and use that spot on like another position. If there's no restriction, I mean, sure, bring in all the guys you want and even expand the recruiting class, which is perfect. But I don't know. I feel like
for Manny Diaz to put his risk in a year where he needs to win now. He needs now some type of big time bowl game win, right? It's
this year. You're talking about this
year. Next year will be his third season.
Right.
To put that on the shoulders of a young man that's battled through so much already to begin with. Yeah. But for you to select that, I'm not saying that it's wrong. It just seems it's either a win or a lose. It's risky.
Very risky. It's
very risky. You need to win now, bro. You need to win now. And, Jake is young, but you never know, man.
Here's the thing. And this is the way I see it. He was, let's be honest, Mackenzie Milton was the truth.
The best quarterback. Listen, if he would have been healthy against LSU in that Fiesta Bowl, they probably win the game.
He was the truth for that team. And yeah, he almost lost his leg. It's crazy. But if it's tough. It's risky, like you said, Danny. It's risky because he's so damn good, but you don't know if he's going to be the same player he was, or even 3/4 of the player he was before. But is it worth, like, if it doesn't affect your roster positioning, right? Like your, recruiting and all that stuff, do you bring him in and have him toss the ball around and see if he can compete with Garcia and TVD? I don't think it hurts. Could it hurt? Yeah. Maybe, and if he balls out and he kicks everybody's ass, then you got a stud quarterback for another year. But then you run the risk, like you said, it's not only the risk of him getting hurt, you're on the risk of losing one of these guys to a transfer portal as well, right? A guy like maybe TVD or something like that. So I don't know. It's a tough position to be in. I want to say that TVD is the truth and he's got the goods, but if Jake Garcia comes in now, he could be the guy that's going to start instead of TVD. And then the problem is that I'm going to be honest with you. I thought that by next year, Alabama wasn't going to be as good as they are. As good as they are, bro. And yeah,
they'll always be good as long as
they got Bryce Young behind Mac Jones. Okay, they got Bryce Young behind Mac Jones, who's an absolute stud as well. And as long as, like you said, as long as Nick Saban's there, man. They do lose a lot, right? They lose Smith, they lose Waddle, they lose Najee Harris. They lose some O linemen, but they always kind of reload again. And they got
every year.
They got that kid Mechie.
But we can also say that Georgia lost a lot last season as well, and you see them struggling, right? So if you're ever going to get your better end of the stick against a team like that, of that high caliber, it's always a season where they lose most guys.
Yeah.
And here Alabama is that team.
And they're transitioning to a new quarterback, which is a good time to catch them as well.
Exactly.
Maybe good, but he still may have to work out some kinks.
Yeah. Which that's why I'm saying I think Ole Miss probably can create that noise next year. Not saying LSU can't, but right now LSU, not only does LSU have issues offensively and defensively, they got issues all over.
They need a quarterback. Is that kid? I don't know if TJ Finley is any good, man. And the Miles Brennan, we saw him kind of shit the bed. So I don't know how
LSU won because they got a transferred quarterback that didn't get an opportunity because Justin Fields is Justin Fields. So.
But that happens a lot nowadays in this game. Cuban Kane, where is all the Mario love? Looked very below average without a first-round quarterback. Oh, he's talking about Herbert, I guess, over at Oregon.
Mario?
We haven't shown a lot of love for Mario, but he is a hell of a recruiter, especially down here in Dade County. To have a guy like that on your staff, maybe not as your head coach right now, but on your staff as an associate head coach, maybe / Offensive line guy, hell yeah, man.
Very big asset.
He's huge.
Yeah.
And Roddy, I love you, bro. I love you, but Kyle Pitts is not a glorified receiver. He's a tight end, and he could probably be a really great receiver also. So I gotta give it to. I hate to say it because I hate it, but Kyle Pitts is the truth. Brevin Jordan to me is the second best tight end in the country behind Kyle Pitts. If you move Kyle Pitts, I think that Kyle Pitts can move to the receiver position. Manny doesn't think so, but I think he can.
No, when I mean, I'm not saying that he can't, but if you're gonna do that, I mean, because you've seen him go one-on-one against cornerbacks that are not even his size, so he can become a wide receiver in those type of plays, or where you flank him out. But to just change his position name to WR, to me, he's so much more valuable as a tight end, and he's so unique. Like, he has the capability of getting George Kittle money. You know what I'm saying? So go out there and get it now. And those type of guys nowadays teams pay them just as much as the best wide receiver.
By the way, so do I, Roddy. I want the Dolphins to draft Kyle Pitts too. Trust me.
I'll be the first one to get his jersey.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'll be the first one to get his jersey.
Hell yeah.
The Dolphins have what? The Dolphins have had a decent tight end since what? Troy Drayton and Randy McMichael.
Randy McMichael, yeah, he was
actually, bro. That's been years.
That was
with Troy Drayton, bro.
That was the last tight end that Georgia had that was any good. Was Randy McMichael? All right, right? He's a Georgia guy, right, Paul? Randy McMichael, University.
Yeah, Randy McMichael was a Georgia guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So Brevin is a better blocker. Yeah, he might be a little bit of a better blocker than Pitts, but and yeah, Pitts is Jimmy Graham. Yeah, Manny said that earlier. Pitts reminds him of Jimmy Graham.
Yeah. He can line up as a wide receiver. He can go down the seams as one. But the difference is, to me, Pitts is a much better blocker
than Jimmy Graham. Yeah, Jimmy Graham was never a great blocker.
Jimmy Graham was never. That's why he didn't succeed so much in Seattle, because if Russell couldn't get him the football passing, they weren't going to use him for the running game. And you know that Seattle's running game has always been pitiful.
It's different than playing in New Orleans.
Marshawn Lynch, bro. Marshawn Lynch to me never got enough damn credit, bro. That man will break through tackles 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage to create a positive game.
Who do you compare Brevin Jordan to in the NFL? Who does he remind you of in the NFL? He's 6'3", 240. He runs a little bit better than Kyle Pitts in the sense when I'm talking about. I mean, his 40 speed. He's a good route runner too. But who does he remind you of?
I see him as an unpolished young Jason Witten, because Witten wasn't blocking as well when he came out of Tennessee, but with years in coaching, he got better at it, and yet his route running was so much crisper afterwards. So that's how. I mean,
I don't like the comparison, because I will tell you this, because he's faster. He moves way better.
Thing, though, what do you want him to be? You want him to be a Zach Ertz, all speed and can block? Or you want him to be?
Well, he's already a better blocker than Zach Ertz ever was. That's for sure.
But he's not great at it. So what do you want to do?
I think he's better than people give him credit for. Brevin, the more athletic Delaney Walker. That's not a bad comparison. Delaney Walker.
But Delaney Walker was chiseled, and he was used to block.
He was a good blocker. I think Brevin Jordan is a better blocker.
Listen. Do you guys watch Tyler Croft? Do you guys watch Tyler Croft or no? I just don't Buffalo opportunities, but he's young.
The kid in Buffalo.
The kid in Buffalo, yeah. He doesn't get the ball a lot because Jason Allen's always running with it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you give him enough opportunities, he'll go out there and catch it. He's pretty fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Brevin, to me, listen, the upside for Brevin is just huge, right? I mean, you've missed games in college. That, you know, your trends on your tires ain't that bad.
Yeah.
You just got to be more consistent when you're out there. And by out there, I mean, don't get hurt.
Here's the thing. They haven't been really bad injuries. Like you're talking about like a torn ACL.
No. It's
more like an ankle sprain. Yeah, it's got to be like a bruise here, a bruised shoulder, or
not yet, Chris. Not yet.
What, Antonio Gates? Who?
Not yet, bro.
Who? Brevin Jordan, Antonio Gates?
Yeah, not yet.
I don't think anybody's Antonio Gates right now.
Bro, Antonio Gates, Tony Gonzalez, those guys are just so good at spacing and blocking you out from everybody. By the way, UCLA is inside the 5 with a minute to go. There you go.
There we go. Chip Kelly's, the fighting Chip Kelly's, baby.
My Chip Kelly's my ass, bro.
More polished Chris Herndon.
Bro, that guy in the NFL left your defense out there for mostly 40 minutes a game.
Wow.
And remember, in the pros, you don't have extra players. You stay at 53 and only 40 dress. Like you left his defenses or the Eagles were just dead tired by the end of the game.
I don't know, man. I like to do this. Let's do it. I like to do this. Is fun. Comparisons. All right.
Than Chris Herndon. Okay, I will give you that.
Chris Herndon's been a
little bit better athlete.
He's been a disappointment in the NFL. I thought he was going to be better than he is.
Well, he's on the Jets, dude. How much do you want? Listen, Namarco P. Ryan is on the wrong football team, dude.
This is true. Here's what I want to do. I want to do comparisons to UM and Florida wide receiver.
Yeah, this guy right here doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
I can't believe he got another job. But anyways,
he hasn't been fired yet. What the hell are they waiting for?
I want to do this comparison with you, Manny. Tell me what you think. Kadarius Toney reminds me of Tyreek Hill.
Fact.
Like that? That's a good comparison, right?
Goes up and catches the football.
But he's tiny, but he can.
So like Hill, but they go up and catch the football.
But he can get lost. I love that.
Yeah.
Mike Harley, who does he remind you of?
Which reminds me, though, why can't Jakeem Grant do that?
Because he's not Tyreek Hill. Let's just leave it like that.
It's like he has the speed, though, man. And
He has the speed, bro. But his hands,
tiny though.
But his hands, he catches the ball like this. That's how Jakeem Grant catches the ball.
I can't even catch a cold doing that.
That's the problem, bro. All right. Mike Harley, who would he remind you of, guys? You could all say it. Anybody could jump in and say it.
Mike Harley.
Because he's probably our best receiver right now, right? So let's go with Mike Harley. That's why I say it. Mike Harley. I like.
What does Mike Harley do best in your eyes?
Speedy guy.
Fast.
So to me, he's a poor man, Robbie Anderson.
I think he's too small. Robbie Anderson is taller and lankier, though. I was thinking more.
Robbie Anderson just catches pass going deep.
Yeah.
Like I never see him catching a 10-yard out and making a play.
Well, no, I mean
he's freaking. He's always posting.
I think he's more of a slot guy. I see him as a poor man's maybe Tyler Lockett, something like that, maybe.
Oh, but Tyler Lockett's a baller, bro. He'll go out there and fucking catch the football on a 5 and create 10 yards after the catch.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Harley could do that, but I mean, his speed is what separates him from, I guess, everything else.
I'm saying that's why to me he's a Robbie Anderson. Run straight.
Kyle
Randy Moss, his rookie season. Run straight. Randall Cunningham will figure out a way to get the ball to you.
All you gotta do, bro.
Carter, you do all the other shit. Randy, go straight.
Yeah, that's all he had to do. Forget about it. Kyle Trask. Who does he remind you of in the league?
Ooh, Kyle Trask. Oh man.
Don't give me he's like no other bullshit, all right? All right.
Kyle Trask, man.
Tony is more like Percy Harvin. That's not a bad comparison either. Tony and Percy Harvin, but Percy Harvin's a little bit bigger.
Percy Harvin ran the football, man.
Percy Harvin
was nasty.
Percy Harvin ran the football, bro.
I hate to say it, bro, but I saw
Percy Harvin would stick his nose in the A gap and get 5 yards.
Yo, I saw a kick return from Percy Harvin the other day when he was with Minnesota, and that he just went.
No, the one that always gets me is the one where he was on the Vikings and they played Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
the Pittsburgh. I'm still trying to think of this one, man. You got me there. Like quarterback. Oh,
Kirk Cousins.
No. No. I don't like that. No, you don't do that. No.
Before he got the contract or after?
When he was with the Redskins.
He was decent with them.
I don't like that. No.
Matt Hasselbeck.
Here's the thing.
His brother Tim Hasselbeck.
He has touch in his passes. I'm trying to think of a quarterback that has touch in his passes.
Jake Luton.
Thought you were gonna say Jake Delhomme.
Jake Delhomme, yeah, baby.
Jake Hoden, you got it, Delhomme. That was
Carson Wentz.
No.
Cuban King says.
Bro, Carson Wentz might have been the greatest fraud in the history of quarterbacking. And you know what? It hurts me the most too. He came from North Dakota. What was I going to expect? 1 year.
Probably went to Cal.
How about this? Mark Sanchez, not a bad comparison.
No.
My buddy coach.
Don't do my guy dirty like
both Mark
that. You know
Sanchez
what?
and Carson
Kyle
Wentz.
Trask reminds me of Danny Werfel in a Florida Gators jersey. That's what I'm going to tell
You
you.
need to stop with that shit. What did you say, Danny?
I said my buddy coached both Mark Sanchez and Carson Wentz, and I'm just putting it out there.
Bro, Danny, please feed me more notes, bro. Tell me what the hell's going on with my guy, bro. Like,
So put it out there.
Their best years were when he coached them.
Their best years. Yeah, they were in Pee Wee football, man, apparently. Yeah.
No, because Mark Sanchez went to the AFC Championship game against the
was
Colts
killing
when,
ducks at Pee Wee?
he was there. So,
De'Aaron King comparison, since Manny can't figure out Kyle Trask because there's nobody like him.
No, there's not. There's nobody like him.
There's nobody like Kyle Trask. Andy Dalton.
I mean, I would probably tell you
Andy Dalton.
of the film that I have watched on Kyle Trask and Johnny Unitas.
Jesus Christ. I can't do this anymore with Manny, bro. I can't do this with this guy anymore.
Have you ever seen the highlights of Johnny Unitas?
I can't do this anymore.
Let's throw.
Why don't we let this guy in, bro?
He's hating on Johnny Unitas, bro. He's got one of the best pocket passers ever.
This is unbelievable, bro.
Dude, I'm not gonna compare him to Mark Sanchez. Get out of here.
Kyle Trask is like a young Terry Bradshaw.
He's like a Bradshaw. He throws the football like a Unitas.
He's like a young combination. He's like a Bart Star.
He's a winning combination right there.
He's a better Frank Tarkenton. What's he gonna say? Yeah, that's all that needs to come out of his mouth there.
Oh my god.
Derek King is definitely he's a poor man. He's like a Kyler Murray-esque type player. Yes, he's like
Kyle Trask doesn't run.
No, I'm talking about Derek King.
Okay.
He's like a Kyler Murray.
By the way, UCLA took the lead.
Oh, they did? There you go.
So the Sun Devils have a minute to work with. They need a touchdown.
It's the Fighting Herm Edwards against the Fighting Chip Kellys. Nice.
Pac-12 football, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, Pac-12 football is not exciting unless USC is big again.
Cuban King says Derek King is like Antoine Randall L. I mean,
no.
Damn.
Nah.
That is
a shot for me,
bro. King. Not even Antoine Randall L had fucking over 400 yards passing and 4 touchdowns in a game at Iowa State.
Indiana. Randall L went to Indiana.
No, Iowa State.
Antoine Randall L.
Iowa State.
Indiana.
Iowa State.
They're looking it up. I heard the keyboard. Check it out. Fact check.
Indiana.
Indiana.
Okay.
Indiana.
That's my
We're
bad.
basically just moderators for you two. We're the fact.
Yeah, we're fact checking you guys.
I like it.
I'm not gonna spew out any fake facts.
Oh boy, there he is. Yeah, there you go. That's the one.
There's a
All
reason
right.
why they put these Pac-12 games on so late, not because of the time zone.
Bro, 10:30 starts, dude. It's almost 2 in the morning in these games.
I know, this is crazy, man. I don't know. I'm about to like get in, OnlyFans mode here. Iowa State with Seneca
You already
Wallace.
were in OnlyFans mode.
Seneca Wallace.
Bro, if you're getting OnlyFans mode, I'm taking you off, bro. I'm not putting this on 5 reasons course.
I was gonna get into like a tank top or something. That's all, bro. Maybe show my feet a little bit. Who knows? Who knows where this night will go? There you go. Iowa State was Seneca Wallace.
That's what it was. Iowa State was Seneca Wallace. Thanks, Chris.
That guy sucked too. By the way,
Seneca Wallace, bro. Seneca Wallace reminds me of a guy that won a Super Bowl that didn't really do anything.
Trent Dilfer.
Dilfer?
Well, he was the quarterback.
Well, why did we say the same thing, Gillette?
I meant same thing as Damon Heward or as a Matt Castle before he got traded. They just guys were backups. They didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And they won a ring. Like fucking Heward has like what, 3 Super Bowl rings? He didn't do anything.
Yeah. Yep.
What,
Yep.
what
No, he
the
does.
hell did Damon Hewer do in a coaching room with Bill Belichick and a quarterback like Tom Brady?
You know what he
Nothing.
says? You know what he says to
You
those,
need to pay me.
you know what he says to those people though? He puts on the ring and he goes like this to everybody. You know, like that. Look at the ring I won.
Yeah.
Now you're in OnlyFans mode.
You sound like you're missing the ring too, bro. It's okay.
I am. I have a ring, by the way. I have a ring. I won a state title. I did a little bit too. A little bit. I pitched a little bit. I was a pitcher.
Man, I wish we were all athletes, man. That'd be so cool.
Speak for yourself, man. I was a freaking athlete. I played college baseball, bro.
I played high school football for 1 year and I broke my wrist. I was not tough enough.
Dang.
I actually. Yeah.
Oh,
played
Arizona
volleyball in
State
high
is
school.
driving. They're inside the 40. 44 seconds.
Paul, would you play?
I played volleyball in high school and I played basketball throughout my entire life. And I played a little bit of flag in middle school. But that was it.
Flag
Right.
football, baby.
If PJ Tucker can make it the league, then
PJ Tucker is a sniper, though. PJ Tucker is a sniper. I don't know if he's a
It took PJ a while though. It took PJ like a
It
long
did,
time
it
to
did.
play overseas,
Yeah.
jump around, and
Oh,
then
PJ,
finally
he says
in
PJ
the league,
Williams,
he's
not PJ
33.
Tucker. PJ Williams, not PJ Tucker. He says. You talking about the cornerback at for New Orleans for the Saints? PJ Williams, right? That's him, right?
no.
Did he go to FSU?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
I think
Who's
he's
the
an
guy who
FSU.
plays at Carolina? Is that PJ Williams or is that another quarterback that I'm thinking of?
No, PJ Walker. You're thinking PJ Walker,
Oh,
quarterback.
yeah.
Yeah, XFL guy.
Yep.
PJ Williams did go to FSU. Yeah, he went to FSU.
Who is the most famous athlete to ever go to your high school?
I'm out on
Chang,
this
where'd you go
one.
to high school, Chang?
Barbara Goldman.
You don't have anybody famous.
We had one guy get drafted by the Dodgers and we never heard from him.
Yeah, George Huguette, who played at the University of Miami, pitcher. George Huguette.
No idea who that is.
No, he was my age.
All right, well, he's not famous.
I played with a kid. I played with a kid at Barry University. I played at Goldman too.
So I had a baseball player who actually I interviewed when I was with the school newspaper in high school. He went to FIU and he was drafted second round by the Giants. Aramis Garcia.
What's his name?
Aramis Garcia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Aramis Garcia.
I went to high school with that kid.
Where'd you go to high school, Paul?
Pembroke Pines Charter.
Pembroke Pines Charter.
Yeah.
My
DJ.
friend went to he graduated the same year in class as Napoli. And
Oh, Flanagan. Yeah,
That's
Napoli went to
Flanagan.
Flanagan.
Yeah,
Flanagan.
Peter
That's
Flanagan,
my
yeah.
school's rival, biggest rival.
DJ.
DJ, who'd you go to school with, bro? Tom Brady?
Nope, my graduating class was 59 kids, so I didn't have any.
Oh my God.
God
No,
bless.
no, not you, but who's the most famous?
He said not you.
I mean, not your class.
What do
Not
you
your,
think the question was?
not your class, DJ. That's what I meant. Just all
My
around.
class. We did have one kid who made it through the Kansas City Royals minor league system, but he blew his arm out. He was a pitcher,
Jesus Christ.
where he was able to sign a big contract.
You guys are terrible.
That's it.
I smoked you guys in this one.
My school is mostly an academic school, so athletes are kind of hard to come by. Although we do have a basketball player at Nebraska now, actually. I think he's at Nebraska. Hanif Cheatham.
Anif Cheatham, of course.
He graduated last year.
I don't know. I have no idea who that is, but yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
he graduated last year, but he was good.
He went to Marquette, and then he transferred to Gulf Coast, and then he transferred to Nebraska.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, so other than
Okay.
that, not really.
Oh, damn, DJ would know him. Yeah, that's true because he covers the Cornhusker.
Yeah.
So I have Hall of Famer and one of the greatest pass rushers of all time, Derek Thomas.
Guys, are you watching this game with me or no?
No, we're not
No, I'm
watching.
stuck with you.
So I can't explain this, but it was 3rd and 11. Arizona State has the football. Obviously, they get the snap. There's like a guy from UCLA that blitzed, and he basically just touched the quarterback. He didn't even bring him down. So then the quarterback of the Sun Devils does a rollout to the right, throws the football back towards the middle, and you see a guy wide open from Arizona State waiting to get the football, and he just gets clobbered in the back.
Boom.
By UCLA, bro, and he's like, whoa, like that. It's a penalty and all. It's like a personal foul.
That's definitely on Fox, right? Fox Sports.
Yeah. Oh, they picked up the flag. Oh no, they picked up the flag.
Whatever.
That's brutal. And
Uh,
UCLA just got the sack, so this game's over now.
yeah.
Like-
Derek Thomas went to my high school.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Derek Thomas, Pat Robinson, who played at FSU, Charlie Miller, who played at Indiana for Coach, what's his name? Coach
Knight?
Bob Knight, Brian Asbury, who played at University of Miami basketball, and Luke Barnes, who played at Miami and at FIU. I saw Luke Barnes take one step from the 3-point line in high school and dunk it. One step from the 3-point line, and just go, "Blah!" and throw it down. High school. Do they have any other guys that played? Darren, not Darren Smith. There's another kid that played for the New Orleans Saints. He was something Smith, another linebacker. Back in the day, man, in the 90s. Maybe not Darren Smith. Darren Smith played at UM.
Look it up.
Oh, and of course the legendary Dick Hickox. Legendary Dick Hickox, UM Hall of Famer basketball in the 50s and 60s.
Oh shit!
Dick Hickox, yeah. I had a kid actually who almost played at Nebraska. He was one of the top players in the country in basketball that year. What was his name? Jamel Davila. Jamel Davila was a basketball player. Was going to play at Nebraska, but got caught with weed. But he would have played at anywhere else in the country. One of the top players in the country. He played on the team at Miami High with Udonis Haslem and Steve Blake.
Jeez.
Yeah. He played on that team. They won. That's when they won the state title and the national championship. And then he transferred over the next year to South Miami. And J.P. Arancibia, who's another guy.
I've heard of him. Yeah.
Miami Marlins, Toronto Blue Jay. I played with him as well. Yeah, some guys that came out of my school that were pretty good. But definitely Derek Thomas, I think, was obviously number one.
Yeah, I had no athlete of that caliber in my high school.
Isn't Coleman a good baseball school though? Like I feel you guys had a few.
That's what I'm saying. Like when I was there, like I got drafted by the Dodgers, but we never really.
What was his name again?
I don't remember his. Oh my god, that was so close. No, I don't remember his name.
That's why, by the way, guys, that's why Manny is a Gators fan. Because you know what the Goldman mascot is, right? The Goldman Gator.
It's the Gator?
But the colors are Florida State.
They are garnet and gold.
That is weird.
The colors are Florida State.
That is weird.
And no, I'm not a Gators fan. I'm a Gators fan because Florida gave me an opportunity that Miami didn't.
Oh, that's cute.
It's the truth.
That's cute, though. We can't all be perfect, bro.
Hey, obviously not, right? And I'm perfect fine with that.
That's why we're here talking at 2:30.
You know, because when Florida wins things, it's gonna mean more. Like for you guys, I mean, listen, Danny, come on, let's be honest here, bro.
That's
I'm busting your chops, bro.
Danny, where'd you go to college?
I went to college at Worcester State University out in Worcester, Massachusetts.
There you go. When Worcester State wins the national championship, you're gonna feel it more, bro.
You know where they're gonna play? They're gonna win the national championship in field hockey, bro. Because they're
Probably, yeah. Honestly, they are nasty at field hockey.
You know that thumb hockey game that you play, a table hockey, thumb hockey, and I was a badass at that too.
Oh my god.
Paul, where'd you go to FIU?
FIU, yeah. But you never see me.
When FIU beat Miami, you felt pride. You felt Panther pride, bro. Pause up.
I'm trying to think of what they did when I was there.
FIU
they got their ass beat by Louisville when Louisville was number 1. They lost by 30 in basketball. Sheesh. I don't even know, to be honest. They didn't
think for me, it'll probably be James Morgan, who hasn't even seen a snap.
Yeah.
And I was with him every day last year because I was working in the equipment room for the last 2 seasons. And I still don't know why the Jets wouldn't give him an opportunity. I mean, you put Flacco out there for crying out loud. You already know what, Sam Darnold is, a bust. But it's the Jets, man. And he's to follow.
I'm going to be honest with you guys, not to toot my own horn at all whatsoever. I regret this. every single day of my life. I actually got offered a scholarship to play baseball at Miami, but I didn't have the SAT scores, so
Oh, you.
Fuck that.
so I didn't get in. Yeah.
Don't worry. That's the only reason why I went to Florida, because I didn't have to take a GED.
That was a big mistake on my part because I probably could have taken the SAT like 3 or 4 times, and my AD at school told me, "Oh, you can only take it twice. That's it. It doesn't count after that." Yeah,
What?
yeah.
That's
That's
BS.
awesome.
Right, and that screwed up.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I only took it twice, and honestly, the first time I just messed around. The second time I studied a little bit, not really, and then I was like, Barry University, it is.
Barry's still a pretty good school for baseball, though. So
Yeah. They were ranked, after the year, like 2 years after I left, they were ranked number 1 in the country for a little while. They won when I was there. They won a national title in volleyball, women's volleyball. They had like 3 Brazilian chicks who were awesome. They were all like 6'5". It was unbelievable.
Those are my favorite.
Yeah, they were. Yeah. And we were good in soccer and tennis, and they won a national title in tennis too. When I was there, but baseball they were okay, and softball they were number 1 in the country when I was there too.
I wish I could take the 3 Brazilians to this place. That'd be great.
Wow, look at that!
Imagine them in bikinis playing soccer and showing me how to speak Portuguese.
OnlyFans, baby. Here we go.
Yo, let's freaking go. And then we all become precious. Let's go.
Chris Espinoza, college basketball, cup of coffee, semi-pro. That a boy. There you go.
That's something.
Semi Pro's a great basketball movie too.
Jesus Christ.
No, you never watched that movie? Semi Pro?
Of course.
With
Come on, bro. Yes, you never been punching the jejunum?
Oh man.
Semi-Pro's the Will Ferrell movie, right?
Will Ferrell.
Oh, okay. I think I did watch this. Yeah.
This is my guy though, right here.
That's a great
bro. This man right here can calculate my mortgage and save me millions.
I know.
But then this guy right here will say, "Wait a minute, you got to see me first before you see him."
Exactly. And Ellsberg he's in the wrong profession, bro. I don't know what he's doing there when he could be making so much money as a mortgage broker somewhere or an accountant.
Yeah, he got his Jimmy.
It's a joke, guys. By the way,
He got his Jimmy. Which is amazing. Just the fact that he was able to get rid of all those bad contracts and bring in Jimmy, bring in Jay Crowder and Iguodala. That to me is incredible. I thought the Heat were screwed at that point with Whiteside's crappy ass contract and Waiters.
Whiteside is still looking for a job, by the way.
No, he got signed by the Kings.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, he got signed by the Kings.
Yeah.
So he's still looking for a job.
The issue is he doesn't know what time zone they're in.
Right, so he's still looking for a job.
He's moving to Hawaii because he hates America.
I can't believe up to this day we paid that man $25 million for 2 years.
For him to show our Snapchats of his court.
Are you freaking kidding me? $25 million a year.
Yeah.
All this man did was go to the zoo.
Yo, but the NBA throws around money like if it's monopoly money, bro.
Freaking
Let's be honest,
bro.
Let's be honest. Look at some of the contracts that are out there, bro. Like, come on. Honestly, like, how does Gordon Hayward get another $120 million from another team? How does that happen, man?
I feel like the worst.
Other teams would look and see.
Right now, you can sign me, and I'll play better than Gordon Hayward.
I'll play more games. I won't be.
And I'll take a 10th of that contract.
10th is still a lot, man.
I'll go with it.
Know how Gordon Hayward
as a 12th man going like this the whole time.
I just don't know how Gordon Hayward fits that offense. I'm still trying to figure it out.
The thing is, Charlotte, because they're a small market team, they gotta throw money at people to get players to come to a small market.
So does Atlanta. I mean, they gave up a crap load for Bogdanovich or whatever. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'd rather see him there than at a freaking.
I think Atlanta's gonna be sneaky good though, bro.
And that's another thing. Buck's Twitter is delusional.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even know that even existed until this past weekend.
What, delusional Buck's Twitter?
Buck's Twitter is a thing that's just full of like people that believe but have no sense of common sense.
Well, that's a lot of people, bro.
It's a lot of fan bases.
That started.
Even us to a certain extent.
Yeah, for sure. The only problem is that we're kind of dated. We're kind of
literally. These guys literally see this team beating the Heat, and I'm trying to put it together. Like, which way did you get better?
First of all, they have no bench.
I know they got
no bench.
Down.
Their starters are half decent, but like Drew Holiday, whatever. Okay, great. And then Giannis and Middleton, but whatever. Middleton looks like Sam Cassell, just taller
and with hair,
with a little bit of hair. Yeah, they are the ugliest freaking people on the face of this galaxy. That's like Alien Part 1 and Alien Part 2 right there.
Oh my god.
QB Brown approves this message.
Yo, Bucks fans need to go fight deer in real life.
As you get a couple points.
By the way, did any of you guys get the new Heat jerseys or purchase them?
I'm not a jersey guy, but I think they're kind of cool.
I don't like that you won't get them till like the season's over.
Well, how do you think I feel, man? I'm hurt, man. Like I ordered my UD and I didn't realize June.
Yeah,
why would you
the
get
finals? What?
Yeah.
Like they have like
Tyler Hero and Bam and Jimmy, I think, is March. Everybody else
March.
So when the next season starts, you'll get it.
And the new ones come out.
I'm like, man, if somebody would have warned me about this, I would have probably just gone personalized.
Yeah, man. It's like getting the iPhone. You know, you get the iPhone right now.
So I'm a season ticket holder, and my rep has told me we don't know anything yet about fans, and I'm like, yeah, that doesn't sound good to me.
I figured.
I was hoping to be there on Christmas Day, man, but it doesn't seem like it.
That's at the discretion of the team, though, because I know DeSantis would like be fine with.
I mean, I know the Magic. I know the Magic are down to have fans, but it's a bunch of idiots, bro. Like I just saw a tweet from our very own Alex Tedito. He does lift and stuff at night. He's tweeting out that Wynwood is triple packed tonight. And I'm like, damn, Alex, like you're really doing this job, dude, with this shit. Like, God bless you, bro, but you couldn't pay me to do no damn lift nowadays.
Hell no.
I've had a friend.
You're entering my car. You're in a full bubble wrap, buddy. Like full condom bubble wrap.
I would put the plexiglass all up in my shit.
Yeah,
for sure.
All right, son, come here. Temperature check. Sanitize your face.
Bro.
First of all, I hate going to Wynwood to begin with.
Danny, wake up, bro.
Hey, you awake over there, bro?
Yeah. No, I'm just listening to all this.
Danny, how cold is it in Mass right now? How cold is it over there?
It's like 20.
That's it.
Fucking hell.
Oh,
Jesus.
man. And you're only wearing a t-shirt? God bless you, man.
He's indoors. Danny, what the hell is wrong with him?
I got the heat on.
What do you think? He's at the fucking at the fucking fire and ice. He's at the fire and ice.
Hey, I don't know how houses are built in Boston, if they have isolation or not. I don't know.
Clearly, it's cold weather, so they're built very insulated.
Bro, I have seen people run in shorts and tank tops in 10 degrees in Chicago.
What do you want them to wear? A fucking parka inside?
No, put on a fucking Northwestern jacket, you homophobe. Like, what the heck?
North Face. Wear the North Face jacket. You know, opening game is in Orlando. Are they letting fans in?
I heard they were, and I went to look at tickets, and they're not on sale yet.
Even if they release to the general public, it's going to be like dumb expensive because they're probably going to.
That's what I'm guessing too, because the Dolphin tickets are twice their size, twice the price.
They're probably twice their size. I bought my tickets; they're this big. Here's my ticket, Mr. Harrison. By the way, speaking of Mr. Harrison, I'm in the luxury travel industry. That guy must be hemorrhaging money out of his ears right now. All right, because there's no cruises sailing because he owns Carnival Cruise Line.
Oh yeah, and I've heard that cruise lines kind of they break even most of the time with their cruises too. They don't even like make a big profit out of it.
It depends. It depends on what cruise line it is. So what cruise line it is, right? So Carnival owns Contemporary Lines, Upper Premium, and Luxury Line, right? So it all depends on which line it is. Like Carnival Carnival themselves, the Carnival Cruise Lines, they probably make a shitload of money. First of all, they suck. Carnival sucks.
Okay.
I don't sell Carnival because we don't make any money on Carnival. So they do make money, trust me, because they don't pay good commissions. but their upper premium lines, their contemporary lines, they make money, bro. It's 400. Listen, it's 450 to 500 passengers in a ship, paying $10,000 to $20,000 a trip. They make money, bro.
Oh, that's dumb money. Yeah.
Yeah, they make money. So, but yeah, man, they must be hemorrhaging money. Look, whatever, man.
Shit, I pay him $200 a month for 7 months. So.
For what? For your big tickets?
$40 a game.
So the last time I didn't have season tickets. My best friend had season tickets when LeBron came down. And when he came down, he bought floor seats. Not floor seats. Well, technically they're like floor seats. They're the ones that are right behind the basket, but like not on the first row, but like right up at the top where all the like celebs sit and all that shit right there, right behind the basket. He had 4 tickets right there. So he'd take me to games all the time. And I went to game 6 of the finals against Dallas when we lost the first year. Bro, sitting next to Cliff Floyd and Josh Johnson, because that's when they were there. And that was terrible, bro, because I was shit-faced and they lost, and that's when Dallas won the championship in game 6. So it was brutal, but it was fun, amazing time at the same time.
Oh, yeah. The atmosphere, I bet, was amazing.
Oh, my God, Lil Wayne passing by me all day, and J-Lo and all these people. It was unbelievable, bro. But then working for 790, we were the Heat sponsors, right? So we were obviously the official station for the Miami Heat. So we'd get tickets to the suites every so often, or we sit on the floor, like not on the floor, but like, again, right behind the basket and go walking through the Grey Goose Lounge. That shit was awesome.
Oh, shoot.
Great. You get jaded after you get tickets like that, bro. You never want to sit anywhere else.
I bet.
I bet.
You know? It's pretty crazy. And then when I moved to Memphis for a little while, obviously I worked for the paper there, who's a sponsor for the Grizzlies and for UConn. And not for UConn, for listen to me, UConn. The reason I say UConn is because Memphis was playing UConn that day. So you got sit in the suites for Memphis. Memphis basketball back then was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Derrick Rose, Michael.
Oh,
Beer.
It was like right after Derrick Rose, so they were still balling. So they had Precious Achuwana, Uchi Wally, Uchi Bang Bang, Precious. That guy. There he is. Listen, bro. Listen to me. Why Messi at the end? What the hell is that? You have to have it this big. You have to have it this big to call yourself Precious. To be a man called Precious, you have to have it like your big tickets, Manny. You have to have them that big, like your big tickets.
Oh, you were talking about big tickets? All right.
Yeah, you have to have big tickets to be called Precious. Ain't that right, Gator?
Jesus.
Gator. Dird. Gatord. Gatord.
That's how you know it's late, guys. That's how you know it's late.
I ain't got nothing better to do. Manny still got people in the background awake too, bro. So that's a party house, bro. Manny, you having a rave over there, bro? Are you having a rave? You're definitely having a rave.
I'll do drugs, bro.
No, you don't need drugs. That's what you have Danny Gillette for. Just feed him all the drugs.
Let's go. Danny, what's that, wine?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
My man's unified.
What is that, non-alcoholic Heineken? What is that, bro?
No,
I
that
just want to ask for that too.
Is that St. Pauli? Is that St. Pauli's girl? What is that, bro?
That's Pinot Grigio.
Oh, look at you fancy
There
fuck.
you go.
I can't even spell that.
Chris, you're just as much a degenerate as we are because you're still on watching us. This is fantastic. Cheers to you, my friend. Cheers to you, my friend. Yeah, that's right.
Is that RJ
That's
Barrett?
right. That's right, Precious Uchi Wally Bang Bang. There he is. That guy's been seen on dates with Selena Gomez lately. How about that?
Ooh.
Not Selena Gomez, the other Selena
No.
Gomez.
Wait, what?
What the hell is this Achilles shit now? What's going on here, bro? Alexander the Great over there. What's going on?
Ready for this? Hopefully. Ethan, if you're listening, I'd like a salary for this particular episode.
Yeah, this one deserves at least $10 or something, bro.
Yeah.
You know, Danny, is anybody awake? Is anybody awake at your house?
No, everybody's sleeping.
Manny Chang.
Oh, you don't like him?
Wait, look at the background. The background's orange and blue too. You son of a gun. That's your little banner, right? That's the header. You fuck.
All right, let's talk Heat basketball.
Let's do it.
5 on the floor.
5 on the floor, baby. This is turned into OnlyFans 5 on the floor. Here we go. OnlyFans 5 on the floor.
Oh, are you from Oregon?
I am not from Oregon. I'm born and raised in South Florida, but I do love Portland.
Oh,
City. Yeah, that's my favorite city to visit, at least in the U.S.
I haven't been there yet, but I'm looking forward to going.
I like
Gotta go.
Chicago. I'm going to Chicago next month.
I love Chicago, man.
Ooh,
I
I'm going there for my 5th time. Is the most city I visited.
I proposed to my fiance in Chicago.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Oh,
2 years.
wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to go back this February or March if I can. Bro, tickets are like $70 round trip right now on American
I
Airlines.
paid $135 for 4 days
Wow.
and round trip
Nice.
at a hotel.
Wow. What hotel?
That's nice.
The Continental,
I usually I
right
don't.
on Michigan Avenue. It's right there.
I love
The thing
Michigan.
that is, dude, all the towers are closed.
Already?
All the towers are closed and food is outside. So me and my girl were probably thinking about renting a vehicle and probably going to Green Bay or something. I don't know. We still have to think about it because all those things are closed. I mean, not me because I've been there, but she hasn't. But
Well, Chicago's basically on lockdown right now.
still is right.
Yeah, California is too now, bro. California.
Bro, you saw those numbers in Georgia?
No,
Right.
but
Skyrocketed, dude. Like, geez.
so my fiance has a friend who's a doctor in California, and he told her that like a lot of the hospitals over there are like at 90% capacity of COVID patients in California.
Sheesh.
So they're locking down the whole state.
Yes, I was supposed to go to San Diego in 2 weeks, but I'm kind of I don't know, and it's gonna be a stay-home order, so
Yeah,
can't
man.
really do much.
I don't know if I would right now, Paul.
Yeah, I love San Diego too, man. San Diego.
Oh, use your credit somewhere else, bro.
Yeah, no, I might just save it because right now, like even I was gonna go to Portland again for a couple of days, but I think since I went last time, COVID cases have like quadrupled
Where in Portland?
in Oregon. Because
Yeah.
I think it was like around 400 a day in like October. Now it's like it's hit 2,000.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's for people. And then the thing is, Portland, or at least most people in Oregon, really respect masks. Like they really like they will abide by the order. Like they really they take it seriously. But even with that, it's
Portland's a
still
bunch of hippies.
yeah,
Portland's a
hippie,
bunch of-
liberal
yeah,
people.
liberal people. And
Paul, are you a hippie?
by the way, did you guys know that there's more strip clubs per capita in Oregon than there is anywhere else in the country?
Yeah,
Ooh.
Wow.
yeah.
I was gonna ask a bad question. I'm not going to.
Come on, this is OnlyFans 5 on the floor now.
We're in hour 3. Ask anything.
I don't need Ethan to get an email from YouTube.
5 on the floor, swamp chats.
6 ring.
Ooh.
Yeah, bro. This is
Loaded
5
bases.
rings, even.
5 rings, Canes. Alex Donna
Definitely loaded
represent.
bases.
We are 5 reasons to drink at the
We are
game.
definitely 5 reasons to drink, except none of us are drinking except Jay.
Except for Paul, except for Danny, bro.
Danny's
Our
getting-
man got his wine right there. Oh.
Danny earlier was like, "Yo, can we do the post game early so I could drink?" No, brother, you're just gonna have to drink during.
Apparently not. No.
We should drink regardless.
No.
Hey, Danny, what was your dinner? Like a nice piece of steak and mashed potatoes, and you had wine?
I'm trying to think. Dinner was so long ago.
My dinner was a long time ago too, bro. But I
I
remember.
honestly can't remember right now.
Oh, man.
But I can't remember right now.
New Orleans might be my next hometown, dude. They'll
No,
do that.
it should not be your next hometown. I was there for
No.
4 days.
New Orleans is a great city to visit for sure. Like to spend a weekend, to drink,
Yes,
to eat,
it's not
to
to
party.
live. Bro.
It's my most visited city.
Chris,
However,
Chris,
I would
when it
not-
rains, my dude, it feels like the vehicle you're in, you're gonna get like, sunk in it.
yeah,
Yeah,
I would.
that's a good place to come home with a rash on your balls for sure. That's the perfect place to do that.
That's a good home to have beads around your balls too.
Yeah, that's a good place to sit on a pile of fucking piss one night.
If you love seafood, if you love to drink,
Catch venereal.
Definitely.
He hammered people on the floor, just become butt naked all of a sudden with horses
Ew.
all running around. Hey,
Yeah.
Saturday night and the Big Easies for you, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
you're gonna have great memories for sure.
Go there, Chris.
Or you're not gonna remember anything.
Yeah.
And go to Acme. Acme has the best food.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
and try the charbroiled oysters, not the raw ones, but the
No,
charbroiled
the
oysters.
char broiled ones.
I had
Oh
some
my.
oysters today, man. They were good. Shooters had some good oysters.
You don't know
Cheers
what
good
oysters
to you.
taste like, bro.
You know,
Yeah.
you want to know something? I've had great oysters in Seattle. That's a great
Oh
place.
yeah, that's another great city for oysters.
Great city for oysters, Seattle. I had
Now-
the kamikazes or whatever they're called. They start with
Now we've become 5 reasons to eat, but we don't have a logo.
oh, we should do a 5 reasons to eat, bro. Great idea. I can do that. I can do that well. I can do that one well.
Same.
I mean, our show is sponsored by Zeltzer Mave.
By SNN? By SNN? OnlyFans. This is an after dark.
I have no idea what this one is.
Sponsored by Harry Potter. What is that, bro? Cinco Razones. We're just throwing everybody here, bro. This is shameless plug night. We're gonna just plug
There we go. 5
We
on
need
the
a shout
floor,
out.
baby.
all of our shows,
Yeah.
baby. 5 on the floor.
Pablo Flip about to take off again because the season's coming up.
That's a
And-
great logo. 5 reasons.
I wish
to
we had a logo.
Yo!
Oof. Oof.
Bunch of haters, man. Your worker should be working on your logo right now, and she's probably like,
She's probably never mind.
He's probably a
No,
Gators fan.
and then
Look at Danny. Danny knew where I was going with that one.
and then our boy finally came out and said, "No, she did my logo, but I did the concept." And I'm like,
So you did the
What-
logo, Dave.
"Huh?"
So Dave did the logo.
Basically. So why you guys? Well, why did not me? I mean, they each paid, but why'd you guys agree to pay somebody that money if
Wait,
she
so you,
didn't even do the logo that you did? Like, I
you
don't.
guys saw the photo that I sent right on the chat recently of the ibis?
Yeah, that's good.
So he's gonna do something very similar to that, but use the concept of having the 6 rings. But I think I want to do the logo of. I want to put the mic logo somewhere too.
I found another guy that could do it. I just saw him on Twitter like earlier today, and I think he does logo. He did logos for like a lot of the. He did the logos for Marsh and Toast on Onside Radio, their show, and a few other related ones. So if anything, there's also that guy.
We gotta get a show on Onsite Radio. I'm talking to Big O about it. See if we can get something, man. Even on the weekends, bro. We
Yeah,
gotta-
'cause
gotta
even Austin got a show.
Yeah, good for him. That's awesome.
Crazy, man.
But if we could do something on the weekends, I know he's got the radio from 8 to 12, and I know Austin's doing something 11 to 12. So if we
Yeah.
could have something, if we could do something, man, that would be awesome. Sounds exactly like my guy.
Chris, I don't judge individuals.
Then yes, if you want
Not
to catch
to start now.
Wait, Nola or
What I
Portland?
described
hold on,
to you
we're
is
talking about it quickly.
exactly what your kind of place is.
Yeah.
God bless you, bro.
listen, there's a strong possibility that when you get home, you're gonna have to take a shot of penicillin. But aside from that, bro, go ahead, bro, have at it.
The strip clubs are very
We know how packed it is.
sus,
Yeah, man.
but
Because
I
when
mean,
you're
there's no-
incoherent, you're not be wearing a mask.
But if you want a good strip club, then you go to Oregon, right, Paul?
I still would say my top one is Tootsie's.
There you
That's
go.
not in Portland, though.
That's not
I know,
important.
but still,
That's not in
But it's right
Portland,
here,
Paul.
it's right
Wake up,
here.
Paul.
It's right here though, and
Paul.
the wings are great.
Danny, wake up, Danny.
Oh wait. Oh wait.
The wings, I can vouch for
Listen
the
to
wings
you,
at
morons.
Tootsie's.
Some of those strip clubs aren't even in my
Bro.
area.
Danny's blessing us with his angels, bro. Look at that. It's so it crosses right through the screen.
That
My
light.
angels and my wine. Quite the
Yeah, oh.
cheers.
Cheers, bro.
Uh,
Cheers, brother.
Christopher Espinoza, if you're at the bar somewhere, take a shot for me. How about that?
Oh God.
We don't want to
Serious
encourage drinking at
And get an Uber if you're going.
5
if you're
reasons to
Get
drink.
drinking.
Get an Uber, yeah. Get an Uber, please.
Yeah. I don't know. People still have those codes
Somebody
again.
told me that my longest show in the history of 5 reasons was gonna be fucking Kane's post game. I would have said F off. We're like 30 minutes away from the most. Oh no, 45 because they did a 4-hour
draft
draft
show, right?
Yep.
Oh, that's understandable.
4-hour draft show.
How is
And
that?
the political show was like 3.5.
Yeah, I can't get into
That was fun, man. That was something unique, dude. Like whenever Wolf Blitzer, we have a situation in the situation room, and we're counting the tallies, and it looks like this state has gone to blank, 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 and we're like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Was Alf on that one?
Yes, Alf and Slim, the guys from Ballcast.
Dang, man. I missed the Heat Road rallies that 5 Reasons had.
Yeah,
Christopher
man.
Espinoza said he's at home with the shot being poured. My guy. All
There
right.
you go,
Nice.
Chris. I don't encourage drinking, but have one on me.
I do encourage drinking and have as much as you want.
if you're at home, because you're divorced.
And he's drinking an apple cider. Don't let him fool you.
Nah, bro. I drank my juice already.
Wait, Manny or Jazz, were any of you guys at that one Heat Road rally at that random strip club in Portland? And in Pompano? Sorry.
Nah, I didn't go.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't a part of 5 Reasons.
Oh, okay. I think it was last year,
No,
and I just remember it being the randomest
I got
place.
fired from 560 on March 28th
This year?
because of COVID,
Oh, wow.
and Ethan contacted me 3-4 days later. Yeah,
Dang.
I'll tell you what.
Really? I
That
thought
was,
you were here a
that
lot
was
longer.
awesome.
what you say about my mama? What?
We're here a lot longer than like March 28th for some reason.
Yeah, dude, we're almost in 2021. By the
So,
way, today marks the 1-year anniversary of that UPS driver, man, and
oh wow.
Oh, that was a year ago?
it's gone. Yeah, today marks the 1 year. I just saw.
That's actually like 10 minutes. It's like 5 minutes from me, too, where that happened.
So every time I see a UPS driver drive by, I'm like, damn. Like it I remember.
Bro, they still haven't done anything. They still haven't
Wait, what happened? What happened?
Danny. So that was this UPS driver who we got robbed and stuff. He was kept hostage.
Oh, damn.
They ended up killing the robbers, but they ended up shooting the UPS driver as well.
It's first day on the job.
First day on the
Yeah.
job, man, and the case hasn't been closed. They haven't done no arrests. Nothing.
Really? Wow. Damn.
Didn't the UPS driver was killed, too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the cops shot him. They shot up the
Yeah.
entire truck.
Like the area, like the little like scene, basically, right? I remember.
Yeah,
that.
the one right there on Flamingo, right?
Flamingo and Miramar. Yeah, it's insane.
I'll never
So I don't
forget
get it.
that. I could hear the sirens from all the vehicles on the turnpike because I was at FIU that day. Yeah, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's that was rough. That was rough when I saw that. But
Damn.
gotta be careful nowadays. People are nuts, man. People are nuts.
Absolutely.
But what are you gonna
All right, boys, I'm gonna call it a night. I got a couple finals.
Yeah, me too.
Oh yeah, do what you gotta do, Manny. Good luck.
Good luck,
Thank
baby.
you, bro. I mean, I'll still do pre and post, but I'm not gonna be able to do streams, man. You talk bitch about too much.
Oh, do what you gotta do, man. Priorities.
Yeah. Kane show when? Tuesday?
Yeah.
Tuesday works for me. Yeah.
I think Tuesday's
Tuesday,
good.
7:30.
Yeah, I'm trying to book Michael Jordan as our guest, but that's not gonna work. Bro.
Are you really?
Michael Jordan, like
Oh, I was like
Chicago Bulls Michael Jordan, or
the actor. The actor.
Michael B. Jordan, the actor, bro.
I know a guy named Michael Jordan.
Yeah, he played better than LeBron.
Oh, okay.
Oh man. No, you guys don't think so? You guys are LeBron guys?
Yeah. I need some time to think about it. I'm very.
Because I'm not ready to talk about this because I have a feeling we're going to be here much longer when we get into this.
Yeah,
we would end up
go a while.
All right, guys. Kane show on Tuesday.
See you later, my brother.
Thanks.